Alrighty, welcome to the Tuesday show. It's Tuesday. My name is Ultra David.
And I am James Chen. How's everybody going?
First of all, how you doing? Alrighty, welcome to the Tuesday show. It's Tuesday. My name is Ultra David.
And I am James Chen. Hang on a second. I'm getting an echo.
First of all, how you doing? Alrighty, welcome.
Ooh, triple echo. That was
Dang,
cool.
that started to get crazy.
Yeah, that started getting crazy. Okay. First of all, I am doing okay. Doing better now. I found out from after last week that I have something called walking pneumonia. Yikes. Which is like a form of pneumonia which you don't necessarily feel any symptoms of except maybe just the cough like I was having. And doctor prescribed me some antibiotics which I've been taking for the past like 3 days.
Okay.
So he says that after you start taking them you might not start feeling the effects until after about 3 days. So you know, I still have fits of coughing, so I'm warning you right now that may still happen, but they happen far less frequently than they were occurring last time. So
yeah, I've been sitting here with you for the last maybe 5-10 minutes, and I have not heard a big cough yet.
And although I will say sometimes they get really bad, and like I feel like I pulled a muscle or something on my side because it like really hurts from coughing so badly.
Just a little bout of light pneumonia.
Yes, exactly.
No big deal.
Yeah.
That's why. Well, I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, and it's funny too because like my doctor even said, he was like, let's schedule another appointment because let's talk about like how you could have contracted this because he is like, he's curious how that might have even happened because it's not contagious.
Right.
So, you know, just curious to see where
Too much time in a damp basement, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, honestly, I'm probably not down here as often as I. But I mean, I know I caught it while I was at NCR, so I blame Sacramento. I blame Sacramento.
All right, Sacktown. Gross.
Yeah,
gross
exactly.
out there. I'll be fine.
Yes.
People in the chat, don't worry about me.
I mean, you already shared a hotel room with me for a weekend and then sat on an airplane literally next to me for 10 hours. And if you're not sick, then it's going to be okay. So.
Yeah, it was like 6 days in Kuwait and traveling to and from Kuwait. So yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Anyway, here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Falke, not Falke. All right, David, I'm talking to myself because I want to pronounce it Falke so badly.
That's all I've been saying is Falke.
Falke. We'll talk about her. We're going to talk about sponsorships in the DBFZ scene, which I think are a very interesting harbinger of different signs, different times.
Good, interesting. We'll talk.
We'll get there. We're going to talk about results from Saigon Cup and
Clutch.
We're going to talk about not a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, it's been a pretty light week so far.
It has. And we'll talk about upcoming Game Over tournament in Dominican Republic, where we will both be this weekend. And then other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, if we have time,
questions.
we'll do Q&A if we have time, which probably we will. So depending on how long we go talking about Falke, you know.
For sure. All right, well, let's talk about her. So she came out today. We always talk about graphics first, I guess. So what do you think about anything about the graphics?
I'll tell you right now, whatever that outfit was that was in the trailer, the one that's in the story mode trailer, the story mode costume, the white one where she looks like a tennis player or a golfer or whatever, that costume is awful. And I think it really just makes all of her moves look that much worse. Like, I feel like she looks better in the default costume that she has, just overall in general. Some of the moves are still terrible. Like, even they did some cute animations, like when she walks forward, the first thing she does is adjust her hat, make sure it doesn't fall off, and then she goes into her normal walking animation. Now, you know, I'm not an animator or anything like that, but I know animators and I've heard a lot of them talking about it. But her walking animation does this, and her animation from her hat adjustment snaps into her walking animation, so her arm just kind of goes thwack, and then all of a sudden she's just like, well, it's like there's lots of weird little problems with her animation, even despite the cool things that she does. You know, the critical art is still bad. I still don't know what's going on with Standing Light Punch, which is just like, you know, she's sweeping the floor.
She's not into it.
Yeah, and I understand they're supposed to try to make her kind of bored, but then like story mode, one of the artworks is her like looking all cutesy and everything, so I don't buy that at all. I don't buy it either. I don't buy that excuse at all, so.
By the way, the story pictures, I keep expecting that to be better, but it's the same as when it launched SF5 came out and Laura was like a Naga sea witch. It's exactly the same stuff.
I think that they just like, he's just like, look, I'm not gonna spend more than 5 minutes on any of these drawings. I'm sorry, I don't have time.
Yeah, I mean, for what, I don't know why, but I guess that's how it is. So
sorry.
Oh, that was the first one. Okay, all right. Anyway, she's not great looking. There's no doubt. And Ian put up that little GIF where Falke is walking at each other, the two Falkes, and their first step is just a float. Basically, it's like a slide. Yeah, that's something that every character has to an extent. Like nobody starts walking immediately. They all like take a little. But for other characters, it looks a little bit less jarring than it does for her. So it's not great looking. Not great looking character.
I mean, to be honest with you, they're not as bad, like as I initially thought they were gonna be. She looks better than I thought. She's got a lot of cool post animations and stuff like that. So still there's just a few things that look janky. Maybe not even as janky as Sakura though. I think Sakura still looks a little janky.
I agree with you. Yeah, I think Sakura's the worst so far this season. So that's the graphics, whatever, not super important to me anyway, but let's talk about the gameplay. So far, I think she's very interesting. I had a chance to check her out for about an hour earlier today, and I really liked what I found. I'm looking for kind of a zoner. I think that's what I'd like her to be, and I think that she can do that. But I think that she also has good frame advantage on some buttons. She has good footsies. She has good anti-airs. She has some tricky stuff as well, tricky meaty situations and the like, that I think are going to be strong. And she has an invincible option, which is always great in this game.
Right.
I really think that she has a lot of stuff going for her.
Have you seen the little clips from Infiltration Stream where her crouching medium punch has like hurt boxes for days?
No.
Yeah, you can whiff that thing like for a long time, and then you can whiff punish it.
Oh, really?
Super easy, yeah.
Okay.
So there's gonna be some issues here and there, but that's not even her best footsie button. Her best footsie button is standing medium kick, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like I think that button is super good, but I think she's super interesting right now. I saw a lot of people in my chat because I streamed earlier, messing around with her. Some people are saying that they think that she looks like she's not going to be very good. I don't know. I think she looks like she might be really good once people figure her out. I don't know how exciting she'll be. Like, I can see if people are like, oh, I'll get bored playing this character. But, dude, I think having the 2-button anti-air, the fact that she doesn't move very far forward makes it so that she can hit people above her head very well. Yeah. I was testing it on all sorts of things. It's not fully invincible. Like, it'll trade with Cammy's dive kick, but the thing about it is it hits way the hell up there.
For sure.
So if Cammy tries to do jump heavy kick or dive kick and do the little mess up your anti-air, it doesn't work. You just smack them out of the air. And it's a 1-button reaction.
Right.
I don't even
It's like Lariat, basically.
Yeah, it is. You can do it from crouching, just like Lariat. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think that she's going to be really effective, to be honest with you. I think she has the potential to be really strong in this game.
I totally agree with you. I do. I mean, I see what you mean when it comes to not being... She's not flashy in terms of mix-ups. I've seen some flashy combos so far. I've seen some cool-looking links and the like. But she's not going to be like wild and fast or anything. I don't think like that. But I do think that if you are the kind of player who likes to have like a Guile kind of character or a Manat kind of character, which you're spending most of the match kind of away, zoning, defensive, keeping the space control, then I feel like she has a lot of attraction for that kind of player. Right. So I'm excited. One of my critiques for SF5 gameplay wise was that I didn't think that there was enough gameplay variety. Right. And as the last couple seasons have gone on, I don't think that that's true anymore. I feel like there's all the things. Now you've always had the pressure characters. Right. That's what it started out with. Right. Yeah. But on top of that, now you have big body grappler, you have heavy zoning character, you have not just Guile, the projectile zoning, the sort of
Manat Dhalsim.
Yeah, you have the Manat Dhalsim kind of zoning, and now I think that you have another take on that with Falke. And her zoning, I think, is really fun. Like her projectiles, I think, are very interestingly done. It's like Zero. You know, you're charging the button until you let go. So it's as if it's similar timing to when Guile throws sonic booms, like similar rate of fire. But rather than the limitation being that you have to hold down back or back or something, it's more like you give up a button. So it's a very similar rate of fire, but different way of achieving it. And I really like that you have the graphical tell of when she's holding. So with Guile, you kind of have to guess sometimes, is he holding sonic boom? Because it's not really easy to tell. With her, it's going to be easy to tell, but she doesn't give up movement, which I like it. It's, like I said, very Zero-y, which I think is cool.
I don't know. I think she's really interesting. It's like you said, the last few characters, like, look, I know a lot of people rate Blanca and Sakura very low, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they're as bad as people say they are. Like, Sakura obviously is not going to be Cammy level, but she does a lot of very annoying pressure up close things. Blanca, however, super interesting in my opinion, because he fights from this mid-range
for sure
that nobody else fights from. And he does it because hop back, standing heavy kick, rainbow ball, V-skill jump, regular jump, hop forward, Blanca ball.
He's moving.
Yeah, it's like he plays more like Street Fighter 2 than any other characters. He's just like, I'll do this one. Okay. I'll do this one. Okay. I'll do this one.
And he has a lot of really good hitboxes too. His jump-ins are better than you think. He's got good footsies. And good counter pokes anyway, I should say.
So I do like the fact that I think Falke is very different, and I think the zoning is going to be a lot more effective because of the fact that she has such a potent anti-air. Like, if that wasn't there, then I can see a lot of people being like, yeah, she's not, but like, that thing works super good. I was fighting against, so like I said, it's upper body invincibility. So when Cammy did the dive kick and I did Falke's uppercut, I would trade because the dive kick would hit low enough on my leg. But if I did Cammy jump roundhouse so that it hit like as deep as possible, dude, I could do the anti-air so late and it would win. And if you really need the invincibility, all 3 punches will do that. That beat the dive kick for free, right? Sure. And so I just feel like that combined with just because a lot of people were asking, how do you prevent people from walking up to you, right? And it's really just the straight gunshot is really kind of annoying, but that combined with the fact that now they have this temptation to jump in, she really is a no-charge Guile. You know what I mean? And it's really interesting that way. Sure. I almost wonder if that's fair. Like at first when I was playing Falke, I was like, oh, her standing gunshot doesn't shoot a fireball across the screen. I thought it was going to, and I was like, kind of disappointed. But I kind of understand that now, because if it did, she'd be way too good.
I think you're right.
You know? I don't know. I think she's really fascinating, and I'm interested to even just try her out a little bit and see how she does. So. Yeah,
I really like her ideas, and as I was saying, I think that she is effective at them. She's not perfect. She doesn't have very good throw range. So, for example, if you press one stand short point blank and the opponent blocks it, you're not in throw range anymore.
Right. Well, actually, the other 3s all work. Crouching light punch, standing light punch, crouching light kick. You can do all those right in a throw. Okay. You're still in throw range. However, I think her biggest weakness is that you can walk back on her.
Right.
You can hold back on her, and maybe they'll be out of range. Because all 3 of those buttons are +2. So if you do that into throw, you will beat 3-frame buttons. But if you hold back, like her crouching medium kick is like the only low that she really has.
Down forward roundhouse is plus on block and low.
Is that a low?
It's a low.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. That changes a little bit.
Roundhouse is a low.
That changes a little bit then. Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how great that is, but it does prevent you from walking back a little bit. It's not very fast, but I think there's some utility in it. So, not great throw range. Doesn't have a 3-frame button. Right. Which many of the best characters do have, and it certainly is very useful in the game. Doesn't have that stuff. Not like the fastest back movement speed, but it's rare to have a zoning type character who has very fast backwards movement, because that's so powerful for them to have. Right,
and she can do that little dive kick thing and the gunshot in the air. Right. With while jumping backwards.
Yeah, she actually threatens while moving backwards. Right. Very rare in this game.
And you can also dive kick while walking forward, so she can change her jump arc to bait out anti-airs and bait out uppercuts and stuff like that. Yeah. So. Yeah, did you notice that down forward heavy kick is an OTG as well?
I did. So they're trying to make OTGs work, right?
Yeah,
it's something that's been in SF5 system since the start. Bison's been able to do like EX Stomp or whatever it was. I get why. So if it's a way to punish somebody who is trying to escape. The whole mix-up as a defensive player is do you do quick rise, back roll, or delay? And there's a way to beat delay. Cool. It's like a cool idea, but it's always been too slow. Abigail forward strong is just too slow. You can't do it on reaction. It's just too slow. It's a weird bet to make. Same with Bison Stomp and like the very few others. Down forward roundhouse, though, I feel like is a little bit of a different story.
Yeah.
I feel like there is some utility in there, and especially because it's not something that you have to charge for. It's not something that's like unsafe on block. It's actually useful. So this is kind of the first time where I can sort of see the OTG being useful.
Yeah. Oh shoot, we got Mr. Yipes in the chat. What's going on?
Hey.
Mr. Mendoza.
Yeah,
Mr. Mendoza.
It's up to everybody. It looks like the Tubo's in here as well. Hello.
But yeah, I think she looks interesting so far. I'm kind of excited to see what people can pull off. But the thing about it is, it's interesting because, the esports side of Street Fighter V doesn't let these characters develop quickly, right? Because everyone needs to win, right? Because you need that cash. And, in Street Fighter Season 1, Street Fighter V Season 1, everyone's like, Rashid and Laura sucked. By the end of the year, this was even before the Season 2 patch, they were like, wait a minute, these characters are much better than we thought. Takeuchi was winning with Rashid,
that's right.
Before Season 2 patch, right? And then they got buffed. And then Season 2, same thing, right? Like Manat, like everyone was like, okay, this character looks like has potential and everything. Right now, everyone's like, this character is the most broken character ever, right?
They have buffed her, but the basic character was good.
Right, the basic character is good, and it's just people found the time to learn all the good stuff about him. Yeah. Same thing is going to happen with Sakura and Blanca.
100%.
I think Blanca has that potential to make you frustrated. He's that frustration guy. Like he'll beat you just by annoying you to death. I mean, it's kind of why I like his design, because Blanca's always been kind of like a troll character. Yeah. And that's kind of how his fight style is, I just feel like a lot of that's going to happen. I think Falke
tell me about
is going to be kind of like that. I think once people really start figuring it out, I think she's going to be really interesting. So.
Me too, man. Me too. That's, I'm not expecting, as you said, many people to switch from whatever character they're playing to her right now, but I do expect over time that she will become strong. And maybe it'll be like something like, Nephew picks up Colleen a year ago when a lot of people were like, I don't know about Colleen, she's not terrible, but not great. And then he wins with her, in part because she got buffed, but most of what he was doing was not like new V-Trigger 2 stuff. It was like he was solid and really good with her.
Just same thing with Cool Kid and Abigail.
Sure.
The story is, we've seen it a million times now. So.
Agreed. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what she can do, and I think that there's going to be some strength in there. We'll talk about Naptown clutching a little bit, but Arturo was doing some cool work with Dhalsim in there. And I was just watching it, and I was like, that looks like it's really, really fun. I should get back to playing that character, because I basically dropped him. So I kind of wanted to make that happen, but then now with this new character, and she's also kind of zonery, I feel like maybe I should just play her and just like see what comes from it.
Right, yeah. So. And to be honest with you, I feel like she's more straightforward zoning. Like I think so too. I think Manat and Dhalsim are a little bit more complex. In terms of the zoning. For sure. And she's pretty straightforward, so I think she'll be good for a lot of players who want to play this kind of sit back and easy anti-air and just annoy the opponent kind of game. So
and maybe a useful counter pick.
Yeah.
I really feel like there will be a lot of complexity in her style eventually, but it seems like there's just strength in there to begin with against characters who really want to get in. Right. So if you're whatever character you're playing that struggles keeping people out, maybe this is a character to pick up as a counter.
Right. Yeah, I mean, even like Guile, because her thing shoots under Guile's Sonic Boom. Did you even see that her V-trigger gunshot that shoots the 3 completely erases Aegis Reflector?
No.
It doesn't bounce it back at all. She just and it's gone because it's 3 hits. So it takes all 3 hits of the Aegis Reflector out just like that. And then also her V-reversal is 2 hits. She's the only one that has a 2-hit V-reversal, and so...
I didn't even test to see what it looked like.
And she swings her staff and then swings her staff, and some people were showing with Ryu, if you like jump kick and she reversals and like you try to parry it, like it doesn't work. Like it just like hits you, and it was weird. It might have been Akuma, but it was like it was a weird thing. It was just like still going through or something.
Yeah.
There's some weird things about the character that people are finding. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to see something right here. So, obviously, is there anything else you want to say about Falke?
I don't think so.
Okay. It came with a few stealth patches.
Yeah.
A few minor character changes in there. I saw someone in the chat kind of complaining about why Abigail got more plus on his crouch light punch.
Yeah.
But it was +4 before.
It was +4 in season 3 and season 2. And then apparently there was a stealth patch. One of the stealth nerfs, I guess, was that it was so it got more recovery. That was part of the actual notes. But I guess that they didn't correspondingly change the plus on block, plus on hit, or whatever.
Right, yeah.
So it's just kind of reverting it to how it used to be.
Right. Because I mean, I'm looking at this right here. This is my FDV app right here. And crouch light punch is already +4 on hit.
Yeah, it was before. It was briefly not. It was briefly +2, I think it was. I didn't know that either until today.
Right.
I assumed that it was
that
the
wasn't
same.
listed as a change, right? Yeah.
But it turns out it was a change.
So a lot of the little stealth things in there felt like oops, let's fix this back thing a little bit. And like even I guess Laura in V Trigger, if she command threw, it didn't have the -7 billion like most command throws did, and now it does, or something like that.
Oh, is that why they did that?
I think so.
Okay.
And then also, except Ryu got like
he gets some more juggles now.
Yeah, he gets some more juggles, but someone said that you were used to be able to do stuff like that before, and it accidentally got taken away, so maybe they're putting it back or something like that. So there's a few little small things in there. I don't think that they're huge changes, in my opinion. Especially, I thought the Abigail one might have been the biggest one, but that felt like it was a reversion back to something that already existed. And so, as a result, I don't think that a lot of the stealth things are that crazy. And if Ryu gets better juggles, good, you know.
That's definitely cool. The Abigail thing overall is a nerf because there's more recovery to the crouching jab. It's just that now on hit or block, it's the same as it was previously. But if you whiff it, it's a little bit worse than before.
Right, exactly. So
not that big of a deal, I don't think. Not great that they didn't say it beforehand, but, you know, it's...
And to be honest with you, how much you want to bet that maybe they didn't even know?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like someone was like, "Whoops," and then they fixed it, and then like, "I'll just roll it out with the next patch." You know, like
positive. You're right.
That happens all over the place. So yeah, but yeah, I don't think those little stealth changes are gonna do much, to be honest. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a bummer for Laura that she has more recovery on the command grab, but it's kind of a bummer for a lot of characters.
Yeah.
You know, they have done too much to her, definitely. So that's a bummer, but that's there. That's honestly, very much in accord with how they're doing to her.
I mean, it's weird because people are talking about how she's like terrible now.
Well, obviously she is not terrible.
Right, but I mean, like, she's one of the characters that hasn't made a top 8 yet this season.
Yeah, she's not great.
Yeah,
Not terrible.
Like, should they bring her standing medium kick back?
I mean, yeah, I don't see why they nerfed it, honestly. I really feel like people were complaining too much about it not special cancelable, but...
Right, and like Akuma's is like twice as bad, 3 times worse.
It's better and cancelable.
And it stands people up.
Yeah, it's right.
So it guarantees the Tatsu, you know, and stuff. And so, I mean, I thought the biggest nerf that she got was the 3-bar V trigger. Like, I don't think people realized how bad that was going to hurt her.
I'm with you.
And, you know, when people saw it, they're like, whatever, still, you know, but like 3-bar V trigger is a problem.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, it's a big difference. So.
Well, we'll see what happens to her. All right. Anything else to say about Falke or this patch?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Falke.
But, I mean, I'm excited to see people get good at her, but of course, it'll take a while. There's not going to be a lot of people picking her up. I know, who was the 3rd character last season? It was Ed. Ed was never really picked up all that much either. Yeah. So I'm not sure if we're going to see a lot of, you know, Falkes unless we've got like the guys like Windalfers and stuff like that, you know, messing with the new characters.
Yeah. And Ed, I think, is an instructive example because when he first came out, I thought he had a lot of good tools. And then it turned out that they just didn't kind of work how you would think.
Right,
They just didn't sort of interact as well as they probably could have.
Excuse me.
So that's always a potential with a new character. Like, I feel like there's a lot of strength in her tools and Falke's tools, but maybe they don't work how I think, right? So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. All right. I really hope.
Look, I know, I get that if you read it as a German name, which she's supposed to be German,
right?
It's not pronounced Falke. Okay, I understood. I'd love to not say Falke, but that's what the game says, so. Hey.
Yeah. Falke.
Falke.
Yeah. I mean, well, to be fair, the game also said Barlog. Right?
Barlog wins 25 years ago.
Right. Exactly. So.
Barlog wins.
Barlog. Which is always funny too, because like Balrog is the name of the monster in Lord of the Rings, right? And so we have a character named Balrog.
Yeah.
They mispronounced it as Barlog, and I was like, that's a weird name, right? But then there's literally the main producer, the main director of God of War, the new God of War that came out is named Cory Barlog, and I just.
Is it his real name?
I think that's his real name.
I assumed it was a tag.
Oh really? I think that's his real name.
That's okay. Hey.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
I don't know either way.
Okay. I haven't heard anything else from my friends who have worked on the game. So
all right.
There you go. Okay. Yeah, real name. I haven't got a chance to play that
How
yet.
about that?
I need to play that.
I've heard such good things. Yeah, I haven't played any of the Gods of War, and I haven't like played that many video games outside of like Fighters, WoW, and Civ in like a long time. So maybe I should. Yeah.
Symbiote.
Oh, Symbiote. Oh, what are they doing? I understand. Look, there are accents in the world. That really caused you to go off.
Yeah, I know.
Different people have different accents. Different words are pronounced differently. But Symbiote, you're gonna sit through the whole movie and it's just well.
No one corrected them at all?
Well, that's a way to pronounce it according to some accents.
Is it?
Yes, I've heard it before. It's just not like the common American English kind of accent to say it, but that's what they went with. Zangief.
Yeah, it's like if you think of like Kiev and stuff, like it's supposed to be Zangief. That's what it really kind of is supposed to be.
Yeah, there's a real wrestler named Zangief. Bowie knife.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's quit talking about this. Want to move on to the next thing?
Yes, let's talk about the next thing.
So there have been some big signings as of late. One of them was that the Kill Sage was picked up by Echo Fox. Kill Sage, of course, originally Skullgirls player, switched to Marvel Infinite when that came out. Now he's playing Dragon Ball.
Yes, and has been one of the strongest ones at NLBC.
Definitely right.
Recently, so.
And then also Team Energy picked up Super Noon and
Hook Gang God. Hook Gang God, of course, also being from NLBC, formerly an anime player, and now one of the best, again, at Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah, even more anime.
Yeah, and Super Noon, formerly a Marvel player, got really good at MVCI, and now is probably one of the best at in Southern California at Dragon Ball FighterZ as well.
Yeah, he got third at NCR, I think, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So these are big pickups, right?
For many reasons, yeah.
First of all, Echo Fox pays their players $1 billion. So congrats to Kill Sage on that, assuming he got anything like what any of the other players get.
Right.
Even in the same order of magnitude, literally. So that's I hope that's true.
Nice.
I didn't work on it, but Energy NRG is, Shaq part owns that. There's like a really fancy, it's super esports.
Right.
So those teams are getting into that. And what I think is interesting, Energy also sponsors Nairo. So Energy kind of bypassed some games that you may have expected that they would get into. Street Fighter V, Tekken 7, Injustice, previously Marvel. Like there were other games that were, maybe you would think they'd be into first in fighting games after Smash. No, instead they went straight for Dragon Ball. Yeah. And the Kill Sage's pickup is also not about Street Fighter, not about Tekken, etc. It's about Marvel and probably more DBFZ. So I think this is really interesting. I think that's a very interesting sign of what the big esports money is betting on to be important.
Right.
Right. For people to watch, they're the way that esports teams work, the way that they get money or that they have value is that players represent sponsors that they sort of the teams are third parties. The teams are mediators. They get sponsors that then give them money. Then the teams give the players some of that money so that the players will wear sponsored jerseys and whatever, hawk their products basically. So they need eyeballs for that. Whether the players are winning a bunch of tournaments or they're interesting in some way or whatever it is, personality.
Right, yeah.
What they are betting on is that Dragon Ball is where the eyeballs will be.
Yeah, and I wonder if a lot of that was spurred on by Mr. Wizard tweeting out like, "Hey, Dragon Ball's leading Evo right now by a large margin." You know what I mean? I wonder if some people like, because it really is with no Pro Series.
Yeah, right.
For Dragon Ball,
right.
I mean, it's a pretty big leap of faith right now, especially because I'm not saying that I don't think the game is doing well. I think the game is great, and I think the game is getting great entry numbers and everything like that.
It sure is.
But, the fighting game community in general is already kind of a small fish in a big pond, right? And to have these teams out here kind of putting that faith in like, oh, hey, here's this fighting game that's getting big, doesn't have a Pro Series right now, but we'll sponsor the players now anyway, And I think that's awesome, though. I think that's a good sign for Dragon Ball, and I hope that means that game can, keep up the momentum that it has. Obviously, it needs a couple of patches right now. There's a few of the infinite bugs and stuff like that.
Yeah, HSD, yeah.
So as long as they fix that stuff, which I'm sure will happen very soon, I have no official word, but I just got to imagine they're probably like, oh, crap, let's fix this now. And, hopefully next year a Pro Tour will start up and, we'll see some big things out of this game. So I think it's great for sure. It's like nice to me because it implies that the teams don't just care about winning the prize money or the developer or publisher making some big esports tour. Oh, right.
Right,
okay,
which I think is good. So this is a community-supported game. There's not the big Pro Tour, right?
Mm-hmm,
it's just people entering like they always have, and a lot of people wanting to watch the game because it's a fun game, good game, and it's also Dragon Ball IP.
Right.
So there's a sort of community and grassroots side to these big esports teams picking up players for this game that I think is a really good sign.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That part of what I was worried about, and I think many people are worried about, is that the big esports teams would make it so that players would just want to play the big Pro Tour games, Street Fighter and whatever else.
Tekken and extra, etc.
Yeah, exactly. But that seems to not be the case, after all. That doesn't seem like what they exclusively care about. I'm sure it's part of their consideration, but it doesn't. It's obviously not enough that Energy and Echo Fox wanted to pick up another Street Fighter player instead of a Dragon Ball player.
But I wonder if a lot of that too is like, that they're kind of banking on the fact that there will be a Pro Tour series
maybe so.
Eventually.
You may be right.
So.
You may be right. Yeah, I've heard that maybe not be super likely, but that's, could be right. In any case, for now, it's definitely grassroots.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there are a few Guilty Gear sponsors. Yeah, Panda Global is a Guilty Gear sponsor. I think isn't Kizzy sponsored by one of the teams out there? I can't.
He is sponsored by somebody. I forget who it was.
Yeah, and I know a Beautiful Dude is sponsored, but
UIU, both of them.
Yeah. Okay. UIU has Kizzy as well.
I believe so. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, I mean, some people in the chat are talking about how other tournaments don't seem to match the Evo Dragon Ball giant lead and everything like that. That's to be expected, right? Evo is going to be attended by a lot more people. The game is new. A lot of people. I mean, Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle's not even out yet. It has bigger numbers than Injustice and Guilty Gear right now. A lot of people just want to play the new, and be involved in it. So.
Yeah, and Evo is also it has more of a casual attendance rate.
Right.
Many of the people who go are not going to other tournaments because it's Evo, because it has the big reputations in the stadium and all that stuff. So that makes sense to me that there would be more people entering Dragon Ball there than in other tournaments. But even still, Dragon Ball is has been the most entered tournament, or certainly top 2 entered tournament in almost everywhere.
Right. Exactly. So it's good. It's good to have parity. And I know Tekken's been doing really well. Even when we were in Kuwait, that was the most entered tournament. So more games that we have that are up in that echelon, that are kind of fighting for that #1 spot, the better off we all are. So,
dude, you're absolutely right, and that's not I don't think anything. Speaking badly about Street Fighter, which has been the #1 game at least in North America for a super long time. Not just Street Fighter V, but 4 as well. And even before that, it was Third Strike and CVS2, and it was Street Fighter-ish games, you know, almost forever in NA. I don't mean this to speak badly about them, but I think it's great that, as you said, there is an alternative.
Right.
I think that's just, it's good for the scene, it's good for players. I think there's a lot of benefits to competition like that.
Yeah, it's better that the parity, the competition, the other games caught up to where Street Fighter is. It wasn't that Street Fighter fell down to them, right? A lot of the other games are starting to step up and everything. And, it's probably not a coincidence that Bandai Namco is in charge of both Dragon Ball and Tekken, and both of them seem to be doing well right now. They're really putting a lot of efforts into building their scenes and everything like that. But, it's like I said, I'm glad that other games are there, but I still want Capcom to continue being strong and successful, because I'm the one who famously said, if Street Fighter dies, then the FGC goes with it, right? And I still have a lot of belief in that, just from the pure fact that everybody knows Street Fighter, and and obviously Dragon Ball has a lot of that power too, and that's where a lot of that comes from. But Street Fighter still has that ability to reach a lot of the the popular culture that a lot of other stuff doesn't.
Like, what's her name with the song that she's, I guess, doing?
Nicki Minaj did the song Chun-Li. Yeah, exactly. And it's not doing a song about Xiao Yu, right? It's not like that's not going to happen anytime soon. So, for sure, Street Fighter is still on that other level. Definitely. And so it's still the one that I feel like will lead us, that has the best chance to lead us to that kind of higher ground.
Okay, I guess I can't disagree too much, but certainly in the meantime, it's great to have other games doing really well.
Yes, exactly.
So shout outs to NRG and to Echo Fox for picking up these players. I think that's a really good sign. I'd love to see more of that.
I'm really super happy for them, and I really hope Super Noon makes it into the summit.
Yes, that would be awesome.
I really want Super Noon. I mean, that's kind of where my vote kind of goes towards. I hope Super Noon could make it in there, because I feel like he definitely deserves to compete with all those guys in there. So.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. You know me, Tubo. I don't know stuff anymore. I was just thinking about that the other day. I feel very disconnected from lots of popular culture, especially musical. There's a lot of things that I care about and I follow, but I've kind of dropped out of any music. I basically don't listen to music, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, shout outs to Aquafina, dude. That's awesome. Aquafina is a very minorly cult-known rapper from New York, Asian girl, and just like really potty mouth, really good comedian and everything like that, and she's hilarious. And she's in Crazy Rich Asians, which is coming out. She's also in Ocean's 8. So she's like somehow transcended and gotten to like two pretty big budget movies. So I'm like kind of excited about that. So
like there's a new Ocean's series movie. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but it's all women this time.
Oh yeah.
So they're doing the all women version of it with Sandra Bullock kind of leading the whole entire thing. And Aquafina is, I guess, the token Asian in that one. So. although, what's the Indian actress?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah,
dude.
I know. There's a couple of Asians in there, which is really, really cool.
Cool, man.
So yeah, but Crazy Rich Asians, I'm like super hype about. Like that thing looks. I mean, the plot looks kind of, like typical kind of thing, but like you watch the trailer and it's just a movie full of Asians, and it's just like, this is really cool. And Constance Wu is in it. I mean, come on, dude. Constance Wu is the main actress from Fresh Off the Boat, dude. She's the bae. She's pretty much the bae. So, Mindy Kaling, thank you, Muffin. There you go, Mindy Kaling. It's the one. She was also one of the voices in Inside Out.
Ah, I saw that movie.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, I have a point of recognition. Anyway, probably enough about this. We good?
Okay, yeah.
Topical wise?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool. Well, let's take a little break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the results from Saigon Cup and Clutch.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. We'll be back very shortly. How do you do? Welcome back to the show. Let's talk about a couple of results from this past weekend. You had Saigon Cup in Saigon, and you also had a Clutch, formerly Naptown Clutch. Now I guess they just want to be called Clutch.
Oh, really? Okay, because I noticed you've just been calling it Clutch. And
That's what they called it.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Anyway, let's talk about Saigon Cup first.
Sure. I guess one thing before we even talk about it, I kind of made a little comment on Twitter that all of a sudden everyone started it became a way bigger deal than I thought it was going to be. Or, there was at one point in time where there was literally no commentary on the stream for a short period of time. They had Marn and Cien on there for a bunch. Top 8 was Marn and Gamerby doing commentary. I kind of made a comment that I was just like, I feel like tournaments shouldn't rely on just, hey, let's hope person jumps on there. They should always have people lined up and ready to go for commentary. And then I even tried to avoid pose law, which is apparently, everything is taken seriously on the internet unless you put like a smiley next to it or something like that. So I was like, in other words, fly me out. I need the work, smiley face. And I guess a lot of people kind of focused on that part and got mad at me. And they're like, they can't afford, this is a small tournament.
I see.
And I was like, no, that's like my...
I honestly, I didn't get that as the joke either, to be honest.
Yeah, it was just supposed to be like a small little aside. The main part was that, you should hire commentators ahead of time, even if they don't cost anything, right? Like not
arrange them.
Yeah,
more accurately,
just have commentators ahead of time and stuff. And the thing about it is, I had a lot of people also agree with it as well. A lot of people were liking the tweet and everything like that. And I was like, yeah, but it's a badly worded tweet, so I deleted it and everything like that. But the main thing is that I would like to point out, no disrespect to the Saigon Cup team or anything like that, but this is not even their fault too, because this happened at final round. Remember?
Yeah.
Final round, the Dragon Ball pools was like that. They just literally 2 people just jumped up there.
That's how literally grand finals was like that for Dragon Ball. It was literally Tasty Steve and Katana Prime being like, hey, how about we do it?
Right. You did Injustice the same way.
Yeah, I did it. Right? That's right, yeah.
West Coast Warzone was like that. West Coast Warzone literally was like, hey, Stupendous and Sherry Genix get on the mic and do commentary.
Yeah.
Like,
it happens.
Right. It wasn't like, hey, you're bad, Saigon Cup. It was just more that was the one that made me go, look, this needs to stop kind of thing like that. And, I apologize again, like if it made it sound like I was disrespecting anybody or anything like that. But that's just my whole thing. It's like I sit there and I probably shouldn't let the chat affect me, but the chat's just like, where's the commentary? This commentary sucks, blah, blah, blah. And you can't count on the players being there because, Cien and Marn were on there and then they had to go play and they both disappeared.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an unfortunate situation, but
I think it would be great if every tournament had commentary arranged. Not that every tournament should fly out us. That's cool that they do, but there should also be local commentators.
Right.
Is my point. So I'd like that. I get it that for some events that is not the primary or even like quaternary concern. Like there's a lot of other stuff that goes before that. So that it flies under the radar sometimes, I think is understandable. But it would be nice. Not just for the people who are watching the stream immediately, but having a good stream also helps to bring people in for the next time and create awareness, and there's utility in there.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
But in any case,
yeah, and Sammy, I totally agree. I think it's awesome when tournaments have commentary in their own language. It's kind of a bummer to me that there's always just English, although that means I can understand it.
Right.
I don't speak every language in the world. I think there's like a value in having the local commentators speak their language.
Fighting Spirit did that. They did the whole tournament in Korean. The top 8 was all Korean commentary, and I thought that was great. I think that's perfect for them to have that kind of situation. So.
Yeah, I think that's cool. When we were in Kuwait, some of the commentary that was done by the other folks was in Arabic, which I think is cool.
Agreed. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, let's talk about the results here. So Street Fighter V Arcade Edition was a ranking event.
Yes.
So a bunch of sad ninth placers getting 0 points.
7th placers getting 1 point.
1 point.
Basically 0 points.
Yeah, it's
not ideal.
All right. Well, those 2 players who did get 1 point were Liquid John Takeuchi with Rashid and Talon Hot Dog 29 with M Bison.
Nobody's. They won't miss
I know,
it.
right?
That won't matter for CPT points at all.
Oh God. Ranking events are brutal.
Brutal.
5th place, DNG Itabashi Zangief with Zangief and Abigail. And 5th place, Razor Cien with Ibuki. You know, it's interesting because while Cien was doing commentary for like Fujimura matches, he was like calling Fujimura like the best Ibuki on the planet. So like
he's pretty good.
Yeah, so he apparently thinks very highly of him, but Fujimura did not place as high as Cien did.
Hey.
So. 4th place, Nasser Big Bird.
Yeah.
With Rashid, Ken, and Zeku.
Yeah.
It's a cool trio of characters there. In fact, he blew up Gachikun with Zeku. Like they played each other.
That.
And
okay.
instead of mirror matching, he played Zeku, and you could just tell Gachikun was just like,
oh yeah,
yeah, he was just like, what is going on with this character? And he got busted. So 3rd place, RB Bonchan with Nash and Karen.
Yeah.
And 2nd place, CYG BST Fudo.
Yeah.
God,
2nd place so
bad. And he even tweeted afterwards. He was like, maybe something I just get nervous and I just don't have the ability to win the thing.
Yeah,
you know?
it's gotta cause you some introspection. It's nothing else. Yeah, it's too many 2nd places.
But first place, UIU NL with Cammy.
Yeah, very impressively done too.
It begins.
yeah.
Although, I will say what's kind of funny about that is that Cammy finally took first place. This is like the first major CPT win since like maybe season 1, Xiao Hai winning something, right?
Is that so?
Yeah, she hasn't won she didn't win anything in season 2. Like she literally had 0 wins, I think maybe of like main like premieres and ranking events and stuff like that. But obviously this is gonna start now, you know, especially with the recent patch. She's definitely the strongest, if not, you know, first or second strongest character.
Definitely one of those at least.
Yeah. And but what's interesting is someone said to me, they're like, yeah, see, this is why I don't care about this season because it's just going to be the best characters everywhere, right? 2nd place, Mika. 3rd place, Nash.
That's a good point. Mika is not bad, but you know, she's not top tier. She's like maybe not high tier. She's like mid or something like that. Like serviceable character. And Nash, I still feel like Nash is on the lower end of things. I don't think he's bottom tier, but I feel like he's just a step up above that. Bonchan, you know, barely beat Big Bird. Big Bird probably should have won, but even still, he was ending up at 4th minimum. So you know, he played very, very well.
Exactly. So, hey, I think I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is, and it's weird.
Yeah, the balance
because
is fine.
A lot of people talk about those, like a lot of older games. It was like, oh, well, it's not like the older games were far worse. And you had,
come on.
And then everyone's always like, Third Strike was an imbalance. Look at Pierrot winning with Remy, you know, and it's like, dude, look.
Third Strike was busted. I can tell you as an aficionado, that balance is horrible.
Yeah, I mean, as an aficionado of Super Turbo, I'm going to tell you that game is busted as hell,
definitely.
right? So, and that's the thing, but you'll still end up with those situations where people with a lower tier will win. But, you know, the real only main difference right now is obviously that money is on the line. And points are on the line. And so a lot of people aren't going to just, I'll enter with my crappy character and lose and be like, haha.
Right.
Right. Now they're like,
different story.
They're losing and they're like, God damn it, I need those Capcom points, right?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, as many times as, you know, Pierrot has probably done well with Remy and Co-op Cup, how many tournaments has he gone 0-2? How many tournaments has he gone like 1-5, you know, 1-2, 1 you know, or something like that. So we don't know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't think that it's that imbalanced. And we were talking about this when the patch was first announced.
Right.
I didn't think that the game would end up being really imbalanced. I was more upset at the patch because I thought a lot of it was unjustifiable.
Right.
But not that it would result in a terribly imbalanced game. Akuma was 0 tier in ST. He was not playable tier.
Yeah. He was
banned tier.
Yeah. He never got any top 8s. Cause
Yeah.
Except in Japan.
Yeah,
it was
Japan.
legal in Japan.
Right, yeah.
But most people were just like, I'm not going to do
man.
that.
Yeah,
That's messed up.
Yeah.
So, Dragon Ball Fighters. Fourth place was Kamikaze JD with Gotenks Kid Buu Vegeta. Third place, Game with Eita with Bardock, Cell, and Vegeta. Second place, GGVN Ice Cube with Bardock, Tien, and Goku. First place, Rise Marn with A Gohan, Teen Gohan, and Vegeta. That's what made it interesting.
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't watch.
Yeah, he had a Teen Gohan on his team.
I don't think I've ever seen a competent. Well, certainly not in the last month or two. I haven't seen a Teen Gohan look competent. I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
did you watch?
Yeah, I saw the.
What was he doing?
It's just. He was being
Dragon Ball stuff?
He was being Marn. He was being Marn. And I think Teen Gohan does have an uppercut, doesn't he? Or
honestly, I don't remember. I haven't seen that character since probably week 2.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it was just mostly Marn just kind of being Marn and just going for things and it just like falling into place for him. So, but he's obviously very strong in the game and he did really well here. So, Ice Cube, Eita put up good fights with him, but Marn came through. He came from the loser side of the bracket to go up against Ice Cube and took him out, and it was almost 6-0.
Zykes.
I think it was like 3-0 and then 3-1, I think it was. Oh, 3-0 and then 2-3, that's right. He got to 5-0 and then Ice Cube won 2 in a row. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay.
He does have a DP. Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen the character
so I think that's
2.
just what it was that Marn was just like, I kind of remember when I was watching, he was just like DPing in the middle of things, you know?
Yeah, okay.
Just like finding the places.
Sounds Marny.
To get, yeah, exactly. And it's not the Ice Cube, it's actually AISUKYUBU, Ice Cube, but like that's basically what it is. It's Ice Cube, so.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Nah, the Ice Cube was in Saigon playing Dragon Ball Fighters.
That would be awesome, actually.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Excuse me. At least the coughing is not like minute long.
No, you're doing great.
Yeah, okay.
You're doing great.
Fourth place for Tekken 7 was Jam Dookie with Devil Jin and Jack 7. Third place, Atlas Bear Punko with Akuma and Geese. Second place, Talon Hot Dog 29 with Noctis, Claudio, and Lucky Chloe. I don't even know he played.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't even know he played Tekken. But first place was UIU John Ding, who I do know plays Tekken.
You got it.
Doing it with Lucky Chloe. Lucky Chloe. So there you go.
Good stuff.
Guilty Gear Exert Rev. Fourth place was Flick Johnny. Third place was GGVN Soren Ino. Second place, GGVN Shin with Sin Kisk. First place, GGVN Puppy with Ino. So there seems to be a pretty dominant group out there.
Alrighty. So. Shout outs to Vietnamese players.
Yeah. But honestly, like, good stuff to the Saigon Cup team. You know, obviously they are doing, like, apparently they don't even charge venue fees, entry fees, or anything like that. They just do that just because they want people to play. So.
Well, I heard that they do charge tournament entry fees just as part of the
prize money. Yeah,
but not like a separate
fee.
Yeah.
So, you know, shout out to them for putting on an event like that, you know, in definitely tough situations. Look, being a TO, I don't envy any of them.
Tough job.
Yeah, tough job. So there you go.
All right. So there you go.
Okay.
Ho Chi Minh City.
Clutch. Yeah, you're right. Even here on SRK, it's just written as Clutch.
Just Clutch. They gave up the Naptown.
Okay. All right. So
it's Indianapolis still, though.
This was not a ranking event, was it?
I don't think so.
Okay, so this was just a bunch of guys coming here and playing it. Lots of funny things happening at this event too.
That's true.
So, Street Fighter V Arcade Edition, 7th place, OH Palushina with Manat, and Solid Because I'm Batman with Jury. 5th place, Diablo Bison with Bison, NB ADC Duel Kevin with Rashid.
All right.
4th place, Random High Fives, Zangief and Balrog. 3rd place, Hazards Rob TV with Kyle and Cammy. 2nd place, Team Spooky Sabin with Dalsum. And 1st place, Splash with Laura.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about how Laura hasn't made a top 8 at a ranking event. Probably still won't count that way, right? Yeah. But we did have a Laura winning this tournament here.
Yeah,
so.
that was really good.
I didn't get a chance to see any of the matches there.
I did. I watched a little bit of that.
Okay, cool.
Like I said, I really enjoyed watching Art play. I really like V-Trigger 2 for Dalsum. It's so interesting, like the way that Dalsum players have explored it. So he'll set it out, and then there's a whole complicated game plan around it. Like, does he go in immediately, or does he just let it hang out? Does he start ping-ponging it around? Like, and then he's playing this mini game of like trying to find it on the other side and ping-pong it back, and he's like batting it to himself.
The fact that they gave him that, and he's the character with the teleport, like, I don't know, it's genius.
It's sick.
Like, I love Dalsum V-Trigger too.
Same.
I think it's like one of the coolest the new V-Triggers they added, because like,
for sure,
like you always see the person get past it, and you're like, oh, it's like Ed's fireball. You got past it, you're good, and then all of a sudden Yoga on this side, and then shoots it back at you, and you're like, God damn it, I'm still have to deal with this. I don't know. I think it's cool. So.
Yeah. That and being able to still move after EX Gale in the air. Like that has resulted in him just being like this little crazy man of just in the air, moving around constantly. Like super fun. Okay. In any case, shout outs to Splash for beating him. Look at is the score not? It's not there.
No, there's no match stuff here.
I think that the winners finals was 3-2. It was like really, it was really close. Okay. Or 2 out of 3, whatever it was, but it was really close. Did you see what happened with Rob TV and Random High Fives?
Yeah, I did. That was the match where Random High Fives knocked him dizzy.
To win,
yeah, because then Rob TV had no life left.
He had not even a jab of life left. But anything would have killed him at all.
But then Random High Fives, did he manually pause it? Because he was like, I win?
No, his stick just disconnected.
And it paused. And Rob TV took that round. It was the last game, last round.
It wasn't even a pause. It was just like stick disconnects.
Right, And Rob TV's like, I'm taking it. And took it.
You know, like the rule is the players should not have the decision of taking it or not. That should just be the rule.
Right,
And for many tournaments, it is the rule.
Yeah.
Explicitly the rule. That said, I really feel that this should have been part of the inevitable death rule.
You do?
I really do. I feel like if this was like in front of some judge, that the judge would have interpreted the law to mean that this is inevitable death. Like, I really do. Because literally, and it's not like he had to hit a combo, which is, you can screw up.
Right.
There was zero chance, barring something like this happening, that he wouldn't have won. Maybe a meteor hits. Like, it's like that level of, it's over.
Yeah, but...
I feel like it's constructive... inevitable death.
What was the Street Fighter 4 tournament very early on? Viper player with no life left activates Ultra, gets blocked by the Sagat player, spins up,
I remember that.
Comes down, and then he Ultras with Sagat, and it goes over her head. And he pops off, and then he ends up losing.
Even that is more of a screw-upable chance than being right next to the opponent. All you need is literally any button. There's no execution requirement at all. There's no spacing requirement at all. You're there. I really feel like it should be constructive, inevitable death. I really do, man. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's wrong for Rob to have taken it. In fact, I don't know if he was like, I don't know if it was like, I'm taking it because that's the rule. Because that is the rule. He shouldn't have any say.
He shouldn't have any say either way.
He should have just gone to him. Naturally, unless someone said, no, sorry, this is inevitable death rule.
But regardless, it shouldn't be up to the players.
Decision. Yeah, it's not his decision there. So, yeah, Liston versus Kenso, that's what it was a long time ago.
Yeah. And I remember what you're talking about. It was hilarious. After the Ultra, Sagat is like recovering, and she crouches lower than you would think. Sagat does Ultra, and he goes like,
over in the head.
I remember it. But again, it wasn't that.
Right. I mean, like, what if he's like, knocks him dizzy, and he's like, I'm ready to get you, and then he like falls out of his chair or something like that, you know? Stuff's gonna happen, right?
It's definitely over. He was stunned. Oh, right.
Yeah, he was stunned.
I don't know if we said that, but that's definitely part of the equation.
No. He was definitely. He was stunned.
He had 10 life left, like something like that, and it was just, ugh. I would have been mad.
You know, if it was a ranking event, it would have been the difference of like 2 points or something like that. So, you know, it's like,
what? Third to fourth matters, man.
No, I know. I'm just joking.
Yeah, joking. If it was 9th to 7th, then you say, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, oh, man. Yeah, for sure though. I mean, that's again up to the judge that's at the event. Yeah. And honestly, if he was like, "Nope, sorry, that's inevitable death rule," I would have no qualms with that at all. So, all right, Dragon Ball. I
understand why he made the decision, or why whoever the judge was made the decision was
right. Dragon Ball Fighters, 7th place, Circa Joey D, with Cell, Android 16, and SSJ Vegeta.
Sick. All right.
7th place also BXA Jackal with Broly, Kid Buu, and Goku Black. 5th place MG Macho with Kid Buu, Adult Gohan, Goku Black, and ADC Ken with Krillin, Tien, and SSJ Goku.
Wow.
4th place CAETP with Cell, Goku Black, and Vegeta. This person's not spelling Vegeta right here, which is really bothering me.
Yeah.
3rd place NB Twitch A with Cell, A16, and Vegeta. And 2nd place Echo Fox to Kill Sage with Gohan, Black, and A16. And 1st place in full furry regalia, Sonic Fox, Echo Fox, Sonic Fox with Cell, Gotenks, and Kid Buu.
Yeah, that's the team he's been picking up over the last little while. Ever since he lost to Goichi, he has been picking that team up, and you can see that it's really worked out.
Yeah, so, I mean, Cell is super good. Kid Buu is super good. I mean, they're definitely more top tier. I'm surprised he doesn't have an A16 left on his team.
No, I think Gotenks is basically the same character as A16 in a lot of ways. His offense is... I feel like it might end up being trickier than, or maybe it already is trickier than Adult Gohan's. He doesn't have the DP, but I feel like his offense is just as wild, if not wilder. So I think that's a cool pick. Very cool to see Krillin in there with Ken, or from Ken. That's awesome. And then also really cool to see Joey D. You know, this game has brought together every scene, but I feel like what we haven't had is like a top Tekken player convert himself to a Dragon Ball player.
Is Joey D a Marvel player?
Oh, dude, I'm totally thinking of Joey Fury.
Yeah, Joey D is a Marvel player.
He is definitely a Marvel player.
Yeah, he's a Marvel player. So.
You're right.
Yeah, okay.
Darn it. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, I would have been happy. Because that's what we were talking about that last week, that we still haven't yet seen that Tekken player in there.
Absolutely
right. Okay. Well, speaking of Tekken 7, 4th place was Comatose CW with Claudio and Geese. 3rd place was Jaime with Lars and Kazuya. 2nd place, NAH5, CONQ, Logic with Law, Jin. And 1st place was Jody the Great with Lee.
Nice.
And then Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. 4th place was Not Enough Damage, Ultron, Doctor Strange. It says 7th place is KP. That wasn't Katana Prime, was it?
Kinder Party.
Kinder Party. Okay. You're right. Okay. Let me go through all of them then. Okay, so NB ADC Static Alpha with Winter Soldier, Strider. Kinder Party with Venom and Thanos. 5th place was MG Macho with Dante Dormammu. And 5th place was also Abak with Hager Dante. 4th place, Not Enough Damage with Ultron, Doctor Strange. 3rd place, Echo Fox to Kill Sage with Jeddah Dante. 2nd place, Hitbox Punisher with Raccoon and Hawkeye. And once again, 1st place, NB ADC Dual Kevin with Hawkeye and Dante.
So he's the best Marvel Infinite player.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, it doesn't seem like there's a challenge at this point. He wins every tournament.
Maybe it's a challenge or whatever. It doesn't matter. He's been winning them all, so I think he is pretty much the best right now. Even, tournaments with Chris G and stuff like that, he's been defeating Chris G as well. So.
By the way, I asked Sonic Fox, and he is not playing Marvel anymore.
Oh, really? He just stopped, huh? Okay. Because I haven't even seen him enter NLBC or anything like that. So.
Yeah.
Okay. 7th place in Injustice 2 was Ragnarok TYR with Scarecrow. Woo! And Semi-Evil Ryu with Superman. 5th place is Follow Your Dreams.
Hashtag follow your dreams, nonetheless.
Hashtag follow your dreams with no information.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's real or if that's a placeholder or something.
Great question.
5th place was also BXA Jackal with Black Manta. 4th place, GGA Shady with Supergirl and Batman. 3rd place, Grolix with Wonder Woman. 2nd place, Burrito Voorhees with a Swamp Thing, Gorilla Grodd, Brain, and Cyborg. 1st place, Echo Fox, Sonic Fox, Black Manta, and Red Hood.
Burrito Voorhees is very much a man after my own heart when it comes to character selection. He likes to play the weird grappler / zoner.
Yeah.
So I want to root for him.
But you can't do it because of the name.
I can't bring myself to say, "Go, Burrito Voorhees!" Like, can you imagine, like, I'm in the crowd. I'm just picturing myself in the crowd. And I'm like, yeah, let's go, burrito Voorhees. Like, I can't get through the word. I can't get through the Voorhees and still
the
be
funny
foreign.
thing is, like, you kind of like the goofy names, right? But,
yeah, I love goofy names.
But that one is just, it's not even as, like, Fart Boner would be way better to yell out
1,000
than
times
burrito Voorhees. Okay.
Yeah.
Burrito Voorhees. Oh, man.
People like the name Burrito Voorhees.
Of course, formerly Forever King Jr., right?
Yeah, I get why he wouldn't want to take his brother's name effectively.
Yeah, and
That
make
makes
himself
sense.
a junior. You don't want to be a junior of your older brother. That sucks.
Yeah,
right?
it definitely does. Like, CD Jr. had the same issue.
Yeah,
he wants to be called Manny now. His real name. I get that. I totally get it. But Burrito Voorhees is your choice? Come on. Anyway, shout out to Sonic Fox for being the best. That's pretty cool. He did win Injustice and Dragon Ball in the fursuit.
Right.
Which there's like an article about it, and Rick Fox tweeted him about it and was like, cool. And it kind of blew up more than I think even he thought that it was going to. So, it's cool. Like, I don't know.
Did you see?
Doesn't seem like a big deal to me
the
personally.
Sonic Fox Yipes interactions though?
Yes, I did.
Those are pretty funny.
Those were funny.
Yeah, he got the boop.
He did get boop.
He got the boop.
Yeah.
So, but shout outs, honestly, to Sonic Fox. I mean, I can't even imagine playing in costume is even that easy, because, like, is it as easy to see, you know what I mean? Just like when you're in a costume like that.
Good question.
But I mean, I know Falke has, played before, like dive kick in full costume stuff like that.
That's true. And he even had it, Sonic Fox, I saw his hands were like bare. He didn't have like the things on.
Okay.
But I remember Falke, I think his hands, his gloves or whatever it is, I think there's like a excerpt, the little exit where he can put his hands out of it. I think that's what it was.
But I mean, dive kick, you don't need it, right? You're
That's
just
true.
like dive kick, you're just
individual.
like woof, woof, woof. So there you go. So, but yeah.
Anyway, that's cool. Be yourself.
Yeah. Congratulations to Sonic Fox. So.
Yeah, there you go.
That's all I have for the results there. Anything else happening this weekend? This past weekend?
Hey, I did commentary for the Cell games.
Oh, that's right.
On stream.me/DBZ. Stream.me is trying to make a go of it at being competitive with Twitch. That's obviously tough, but they're trying to make it work, and they have a really good platform. So check it out. It's an online series that will be going on for the next couple of months. Free to enter.
Didn't Hook Gang God win that or something like that?
Hook Gang God, yes indeed.
Okay.
No, he got second place. Black won it. KH Black won it.
Oh, okay.
Beating Hook Gang God. Hook Gang God was coming from losers too. He got sent there earlier.
Dang,
so
okay.
they were good. They're actually good players that show up. You can enter for free. You win money every week.
Nice.
Entering, and it is a good platform to watch the stream on too. So check it out. Stream.me/DBZ. It's
not even
pools
DBFZ,
to top 8 on Saturday.
Okay.
Midday Saturday, and then the top 8 is Monday from 5 to 8 Pacific time.
Okay. So it's Saturday and Monday.
Saturday and Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's trying not to conflict with other events and stuff.
Right.
Doesn't want to get finals day.
Makes sense.
So yeah.
Okay.
Check it out. They do cool stuff.
Okay. Well, speaking of events, we should probably mention that this coming weekend is Game Over in the Dominican Republic. And there's a few players who are heading out there. I've already seen Christotarian is going to make it out there. So they're definitely, this is the DR scene where Kaba and DR Ray and Hochi Focus and of course Mena RD are all from. And so this has been going on for a couple of years now, if I'm not mistaken. Game Over was there last year and everything like that. So this is going to be a ranking event in the Dominican. It's a ranking event, right?
That sounds right. I think it's a ranking event.
Look it up
it's not a premiere for sure. But you look it up. I think so.
Yeah. But we'll be there as well.
Woo!
Yep,
Yes.
We're going to be doing there. Yep, it is a ranking event coming up this weekend. We'll be there doing commentary for Street Fighter, and among other games, right?
Yeah, we'll be doing, I think, Dragon Ball and Injustice, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
So, yeah, man, I'm really excited. The Dominican scene has been, it feels like the kind of hot topic scene to talk about since Mena won Capcom Cup, which makes sense. It doesn't feel like very long ago when I didn't know anybody from the Dominican Republic. I knew players who had moved from DR to the U.S. You know, but I didn't know anybody who's like living in DR. So I think it's super cool to see that everybody else now knows.
Right.
Obviously, they've been playing fighting games, just that the rest of the world, at least I didn't know about it. So yeah, very, very, very cool. And I hope that there's a good showing from the players. I'm sure I'm sure it'll be good. They have such talent.
Yeah, but definitely heard that there was, you know, I saw a few other people slated to go there. It was like Javits gonna be there too, I think. I can't remember.
Well, Javits is in Dominican Republic, but only because it's not for the tournament. Basically.
Oh, okay, so he's
for
actually just
stuff.
in. Oh, okay, gotcha.
And not in the same city either.
Okay. But for sure, I saw Chris Tatarian will be there, and there's going to be other few big names that are going to be out there as well. But, you know, obviously the focus is going to be on if DRA plays. I know he's been busy recently and stuff, but, you know, especially Hochi Focus, Mena RD, and Kaba.
Yeah. So. What I'm also looking forward to is seeing who else they have. Because when I've talked with Mena, he always says, look, these guys are not all we have. Like, he always talks about how the rest of the scene is stronger.
Right.
So I'm really curious about that. And, you know, Mena, I don't know if you saw this recently, but he put on Twitter a picture of him teaching Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And he said 40 people were in the class.
Right.
So
super cool.
That's amazing. And I really hope that is helping bring new people into the scene and helping level up the existing players and producing more talent. You know, that's it's very, very cool for him to give back in that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mena RD, I mean, he's a young guy too.
Yeah,
so
he's
to
a
be able
teenager.
to take this kind of role is very impressive.
Agreed.
It's going to be very impressive. So.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Well, we'll be there. I'm not sure what the stream is. Actually, let me see if I got an email about that in the past like 2 hours.
Sure, no problem.
Oh, maybe I did. Hold
on. Let me see.
No, it did not. So my bad. But we will definitely talk about what stream to watch and when to watch it in the coming days.
Mm-hmm. And of course, after that, the next week after that, we'll be in Texas for Texas Showdown.
Dang, is that consecutive weekends?
Mm-hmm. It is. Because that was supposed to be when Avengers first came out. We were supposed to be in Texas. Then they moved it a week earlier. And now we're going to be in the Dominican Republic.
How's that? I don't know how that's related.
That's how I know that they were back-to-back weekends.
Okay, all right.
The Avengers got moved from Texas Showdown weekend to the Game Over weekend.
All right.
And in fact, we fly out super early on Friday morning. I'm going to try to see Avengers like at midnight on Thursday. So,
you know, our flight so we go to Miami first, then to Santo Domingo. Our flight from out of Miami is number 1337. It's the LEAP plane.
We're on the LEAP plane?
We're on the LEAP plane, James.
On the LEAP plane? Oh my God. Oh, that's funny.
That made me happy.
Okay.
Anyway. What do you got? I guess let's just go to the news.
Sure. Did you manage to see the E-League reality show?
You know, I was there watching. Well, my stream was on.
Okay.
Look, man, it was tough. All right, it was tough. Right.
You have a problem with that kind of thing in general, though, right?
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have that weird, uncomfortable, like watching people do like weird, cringy things, and.
You're right. Yeah. Unless it's like some constructed comedy where I like know it's not real.
Right. Like for example, you're probably not one of those people who enjoys watching the first few weeks of American Idol where like the singers are like bad and everything.
Can't take it.
Yeah. See, I have other friends who are like exactly like that.
I hate the feeling.
I remember one of my ex-coworkers from Symantec, when Justin was on that reality show, he was like, he tried to watch it and he's like, I can't do it.
I was the same exact way.
Yeah.
Same exact way. I've had a few people who I know have been on reality shows so far, not just from the FGC, but like a buddy of mine in college was on one of those things where they like put you on a first date with somebody random. It was like on an MTV show or whatever.
Blind date or whatever.
Whatever it was called. It was horrible. I hated it. Everyone else thought it was funny. I just couldn't take it. My cousin was on whatever the show was called, America's Next Top Model. That was tough to watch. It's just, I don't like seeing people in those situations. It's very frustrating to me.
Interesting.
But
okay.
So my view of it, I'm sure, is colored by that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I found it tough to watch.
Okay.
That's my best recap. What about you?
Nice. I actually didn't get a chance to see it.
Okay.
I did not see it, so unfortunately I cannot say anything about it. Apparently LTG was the first one taken out.
I heard
and
about
Rob
that.
TV took him out. Like I saw the clip too, because Rob TV was like, I've beaten Sherry most of the time at like tournaments or whatever, blah blah blah, but I need to prove there's only one content creator on here or something like that, blah blah blah. And he's like, I've gotten top 8 at tournaments before, and he's like, you haven't done anything LTG, so I'm gonna take you out. And so apparently Low Tier God's out in the first week already.
Yeah. However, what I've heard was that he doesn't get kicked out of the house. That he's like,
oh really?
He's like still there in some capacity. Please correct me if that's wrong, because I didn't make it through the whole thing.
But then also,
I did see. I mean, so it wasn't all bad. There were parts when they were introducing the players where they talked about like the players' mom and families and stuff. So I like that. I think that's great. I think it's great to have more personality behind the players and get to know them a little bit better. Even some of them I have known for years, but like not on like a super close level. I didn't know some of the things that were talked about in the show. So I think that's very cool.
Okay, cool.
I also did notice that it seemed like whenever they were playing a game, it was like not the game. It was like, here's a 2-second clip.
They kept skipping.
They never showed the game. So I think that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, even
seems like
when
a
they were
chance
playing,
to help people
like,
watch games.
It started, and then all of a sudden they would cut away and cut back, and it's already clearly much later in the match. And I mean, there was a couple of things that I saw that were kind of weird. Like I said, I didn't see the show. I just saw from other people. But like in the LTG Rob match, first thing that LTG does is use the V skill.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And you hear Tasty Steve. He's like, oh, traits up. Right. You know, traits up. Like he activated the trait.
Yeah, like from Injustice, but applying to SFI. Not uncommon.
Right. So he traits up, right? And then Sage Jam's like, yeah, traits up right away. And then there's a little graphic on the screen that shows up that said, trades up.
Oh,
like
boy.
with TRADES, trades up. And it's like both players taking damage, but you took less damage than your opponent did or whatever like that. And so like they didn't even explain the term.
No, they just got it wrong.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. I'm looking at you, Roach King's thighs. Is that you? Is that you? Let me know. I'll wag my finger. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's like a giant deal because it's...
But I mean, it's just like...
But it's not great. Yeah.
Right? I mean, to me...
Inaccurate.
To me, that's kind of like more of a... Like, it's more of a foul to me than a lot of other things.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Because
like, you're trying so hard to teach people these games or whatever like that, and then you teach them wrong. Like, it gets, like, for me, especially as the kind of guy who's been, like, trying so hard to, like, make it, like, even when we're at EVO, I'm like, tweet me if you don't know the phrases we're talking about, and I try to explain everything, and, like, to see it explained incorrectly like that just really kind of hurts me a little bit.
Okay,
so, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you want to just make it, that's what we say now? We're just going to say trade up?
Dude, we should just do that.
Just do that. We'll do that in Dominican Republic this weekend.
Okay. So if two people hit the moves, it'd be like, oh, look, Men already got the trade up.
Yep, he puts the banana out.
Yeah.
He traded up.
Oh, man. Okay.
So I can't speak that much about it just because I just didn't get through it. But I'm certainly happy for my friends who are there.
Right.
Or who are currently there. It's happening contemporaneously.
Yeah, right. Obviously, Rob TV was just playing at Clutch this weekend, so, you know, it's all good. Everybody knows it's
yeah, no, for sure. So I'm happy for them. I think it's great. It's a great opportunity for some of them. Very cool to see that happen. So from that side of things, I'm happy. It's like the same thing when Justin was on whatever show it was, when my cousin was on the show she was on. Like, I'm happy for them that they're on this thing that gets them nationwide attention. I think that's really great.
How far did your cousin get on Top Model?
Oh, I think she got 4th or 5th.
Oh, really?
Something like
okay.
That. Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff. Okay.
It didn't, I mean, she has a modeling career. She's like doing stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't think that is necessarily what did it for her though. Like, it didn't help her out as much as she was hoping for. But she later did have she's built a kind of modeling career for herself. So.
Okay. Let's see. Any event stuff going on here?
Honestly, I don't remember what season. That was a long time ago. Is it like, I feel like that's like 10 years ago.
Which one?
Is that possible?
America's Top Model? Oh, okay. That was the cousin that showed up to EVO one year, right? Just for like a day.
I don't think so.
Oh, or is it not that cousin? You had a cousin who showed up randomly one time at EVO for just like a day, and then she just disappeared.
You're thinking of my roommate.
Well, I know Del Marie showed up one time.
I
thought there was somebody else one time that was your cousin who showed up.
I may be misremembering, man.
Okay,
I honestly don't.
Okay.
Anyway, it was a while back. I don't know. Just just Google David Graham's cousin. It's not gonna get you anywhere.
It's not gonna help at all. It's not gonna help at all.
I'm not gonna. Don't be creeps.
Right. All right. Moving on to the next topic. You saw that both Kachitagari TV as well as Topanga sent out their tier lists of Street Fighter V 3.5 currently. Surprisingly very similar to each other.
Oh, okay. I only saw the one.
Very similar. So Kachitagari, I'll say them first, and then I'll go to the Topanga list. But both of them, only 2 characters in A tier, Cammy and Akuma.
Okay.
No Minot.
No Minot.
Interesting. But they both have them in B. So
Okay.
Kachitagari has Minot, Birdie, and Guile in B.
Wow.
And same thing with Topanga. Exact same B list.
Wow.
Yeah, so obviously they think Cammy, Akuma, Minot, Birdie, and Guile are the best characters.
I guess.
Birdie.
I'm very surprised.
Birdie, right? I mean, he even got nerfed a little, right?
Yeah.
So, and
I mean, there were rumors that people thought he was too good after Mena won Captain.
Right,
I didn't think that was real. Like, I mean, I definitely didn't think he was too good. What I mean is that I didn't think people really thought he was too good.
right.
But maybe they did, because he got nerfed, and there he is in top 5.
Yeah, I know. It's very strange to me. I was surprised to see that. And, you know, I joked with High Fight. I was like, I guess there has to be a reason why Mena already beat Takedo or something, you know, because...
Spicy.
Jeez. Interesting. Now, here's where things stay the same, even though slightly divergent.
Okay.
So, Kachitagari in C tier has Ibuki, Nakali, Urien, Abigail, M. Bison, and Armika, right? And then the other guys have Ibuki, Nakali, and Armika. So they do not have Urien, Abigail, and M. Bison in there. However, Urien, Abigail, and Bison are exactly 1 tier lower. So they're sitting down there. And what's interesting is that Kachitagari TV has Colleen, Karen, Ken, Rashid, and Balrog in D tier.
Okay.
And those exact 5 characters are also in the other D tier, with just those Urien, Abigail, and M. Bison moved down there.
So all they did is they have the same exact 4th tier, but they moved 3 of the characters that the other one had above it into that tier.
Yeah, so it was...
So they have the
C
same
and D
exact...
are the exact same characters.
Well, A, B, C, and D have exactly the same list.
Yeah.
Just in
basically.
very slightly different arrangement.
Just with 3 characters moved from a C to a D.
How about that?
Yeah, so it's very interesting. And then E, they have Zangief, Zeku, Laura, Nash, Chun-Li, Dhalsim, and Blanca. And Zeku, Zangief, Laura, Nash, Chun-Li, Dhalsim, Blanca, Jury for the other group. But mostly important is who do they have at F, right?
Who sucks?
Ed, Vega, Ryu, Sakura, Alex, Jury, and Fang.
Okay.
And then Ed, Vega, Ryu, Sakura, Alex, and Fang. So really the only difference I think is just Jury.
Yeah.
Jury is just moved up. So 2 very, very similar lists.
Very similar. Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about that? It's curious to see that it is so similar. I wonder how often those guys all talk about things to have such a similar opinion, because it's rare that people have such similar opinions without having really talked about it a lot with each other.
Yeah, but it's interesting to me because, you know, I mean, like I never thought Fang was that bad, but that V reversal nerf
That sucks.
can really hurt him that badly, but I don't even know if I still think he's bottom tier. Like I said,
I would not have him bottom.
I don't think Sakura is bottom tier.
Agreed.
I don't even think Ed is bottom tier, right?
A little bit less committal about that.
Vega, Ryu, Alex.
Yeah, they're down there.
Yeah.
They're down there. But I do think that Dhalsim is better than this is listed. So what I don't like, I think primarily about this, is that it splits it up into 5 tiers, 6 tiers. I really think that's too many.
Right.
I really think it's not that, there's not that much disparity. So I'm not sure that I disagree terribly much with, you know, which characters are sort of broadly on the higher end, broadly on the lower end. What I think I disagree with is that I don't think there's like a clear top 2. I don't think there's a clear top 5. I think it's a lot closer than that. I mean, so that's all I think I would really change.
Yeah, and a lot of these lists too, I would also switch Birdie and Abigail. I think Abigail is still very strong.
Agreed.
I think he's better than Birdie.
Oh, I definitely think he's better than Birdie.
And I would move him up there. So.
Yeah, I don't think Birdie's a bad character, but yes, I do think Abigail's better.
I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there who think Akuma is still like the best character in the game.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even think he was the best character in Season 2.
I'm with you, buddy.
Right, so personally, I think the best 2 characters are Cammy and Minot right now. So
bingo.
I think
See, we talk about it a lot. That's why we have the same opinions.
Yeah, maybe.
We do. We speak about it. We don't agree on everything, of course.
Right.
Akuma, look, when it's more than Tokido who wins with Akuma, maybe he will be the best in the game.
Right.
I really think it's Tokido.
And there's a few more Akumas that are inching their way up there.
Dude, there are good Akuma players, absolutely. But nobody is doing what Tokido's doing.
Right. You saw that Haitani's playing Akuma now.
Yes, he is.
It's interesting.
He dropped Boring Nikali. Because he's boring.
Because he's boring, yeah. Although he did get a couple new toys at least finally, so.
Yeah. You can do charging whatever,
yeah, which is actually really good.
Yeah,
helps him get in a little bit. So
yeah,
okay.
Like I said, I would put, sort of broadly speaking, I would put Dhalsim higher than that. I would put Sakura higher than that. I would put Zeku higher than that.
Yeah, and honestly, I wouldn't even have an A tier with 2 characters.
No,
even though I think Cammy and Minot are the best characters, 2 best characters, I'd still put him in the same tier as probably Guile, Abigail, and Akuma. Like maybe Akuma. I'm still not even sold on Akuma there yet.
Oh, I think I would put him there. I'm not sure I would put Abigail in top 5 anymore, but I definitely think he's top 10 for sure.
Okay.
So, anyway, interesting to talk about. Okay, all right.
Okay. What else do I have here for news? BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle has its roster finalized for EVO. So we know exactly the characters that are going to be showing up, who will be on the initial release. So there's going to be a total of 31 characters, most of them being from BlazBlue, obviously, with 13 characters.
Okay.
There are, let me see, it's like 13 there, and then there is 7 from Persona, 7 from Under Night, and 4 from Ruby.
Right.
So the characters that we're going to have from BlazBlue are Ragna, Jin, Noelle, Rachel, Tager, number 13, Hazama, Makoto, Azriel, S, Platinum, Jubei, and Hakumen.
It's new.
It's new, so new 13, okay. Persona 4 Ultimate is going to have Yu, Narukame, Yosuke, Chie, Yukiko, what is that one? Kanji, Aegis, and Naoto.
Okay.
And then from Under Night in Birth, we've got Hyde, Linne, Waldstein, Gordo, Orie, Carmine, and Batista.
Cool.
And then from Ruby is going to be Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang. So there you go. So that's going to be the official roster for EVO. I know this game has been making rounds a lot at events, and people have had a chance to play it. Arxis has been inviting people to play. I think they just had like Sherry and Don on the show recently to play the game, and so definitely making its rounds right now. But that is who you're going to get in the EVO build. 31 characters.
Tager Waldstein. That was the worst high five.
That's because I wasn't feeling it. Right?
How could you not feel it?
Because I don't like Waldstein, dude.
Tager Waldstein.
Waldstein was like my nemesis, right? Because Waldstein destroyed Nanase. God, I hated that character. Of course, Aliyun said it was the opposite, that Nanase destroyed Waldstein, and I still think he's insane.
3-year-old beefs.
I still think he's insane. Even like you talk to Breaker Dave, he's like, what?
Of course.
Yeah. Anyways, Injustice 2 had a surprise random patch.
It did.
That just came out. What do you know about it? Like, I know you follow it a little bit.
I sure
more.
do. It had some interesting changes. Yes, Tager Waldstein did win the Anime Ascension tournament. Yes, it was very cool to see. Injustice 2, Firestorm was the biggest change. They nerfed him to some degree. He is still definitely good. Just for example, Northern Arena series is happening.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's pretty cool to see. And Gunshow did really well with Firestorm in there. So I mean, he's still a good character. But they did knock him down a little bit. They slightly buffed Deadshot. They slightly buffed Captain Cold.
Both of who needed it too. Right?
I think so too. Yeah. There were very slight changes in there, so like nothing was wild. I think that they did a really good job. What was unusual was just that they didn't mention it beforehand, because NRS
they've been really good about that.
They have become really good about it. So that was really just the only confusing point. People literally just turned on their console and they were downloading a patch and they're like, "Whoa, this is weird."
Right.
And then they went in the lab, and what's funny is that by the time the official patch notes were announced, many of them had actually been found already. Because people were just like fiending for what the little changes were. Go down a little bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, Black Adam had a significant change, slightly nerfed. Black Manta very slightly nerfed.
Wait, Black Adam got nerfed?
Adam got nerfed very slightly.
Okay.
The lightning projectile that he throws, it used to be that you couldn't easily jump over it, like they would hit in the air a little bit. Now only the first hit hits the air, and after that you can actually jump through. So it's a little bit nerfed.
Okay.
Yeah, Deadshot's slight. Oh yeah, Dr. Fate very slightly nerfed.
Nothing happened to Catwoman?
No, she is
They
the same.
still have not nerfed her at all.
No, they nerfed her a little bit last patch, so it's all right.
Okay.
Oh, Grodd got buffed a little bit.
Okay.
So none of these were like giant things. TMNT got basically like bugs fixed more or less.
Okay.
Cool. None of them are giant, but most significantly is that people were worried that Firestorm was going to run away with things at Combo Breaker coming up. And that's probably not going to happen now, because although he's still good, and Firestorm players can definitely still use him and do well, he's not like the bandwagon.
Yeah, I heard before like he could lock you down with the fireball follow-up, the ground laser follow-up, and then trade up, and then still jump at you.
Yeah, he had
and
a ton of time.
That doesn't work anymore now.
They have way less time to act. Yeah.
Okay.
He's also not plus on block anymore in some situations where he used to be. So he definitely is a little bit worse, but it's still
that's good. But he's still winning anyway.
Still good.
So yeah, that's good. That's good. This is a weird one.
Okay.
Because this game just came out, Puzzle Fighter on mobile.
Okay.
And they're end-of-lifing it.
What?
They're shutting down the servers.
Wasn't that like 3-4 months ago?
Yeah, pretty much.
It was like either this year or late last year for sure.
Yeah, and you know, this is right here showing the problem with digital content, digital gaming, right. And just, you know, on the games that you have to have the server all the time. Because like a lot of people bought into this, it was pay to win, so a lot of people spend
dough on that.
Spent a lot of money on this, and now they're just shutting it down. And I don't know if they ever actually gave a reason for it or anything like that, but yeah, they decided to sunset the game, and so they're not going to be doing anything with it anymore. So I don't even know if you can still play it. Like, are they going to make it so it's like offline playable?
Does it say?
It's going to be removed from the iOS Android stores.
Okay.
Completely. Those currently enjoying the game will receive some farewell gifts. 2 new stages will be available for free. I guess that means you will be able to play it, because it would be stupid for them to give gifts and then just kill the game.
That's true.
So I think it'll still be able to play offline, but
Well, this implies to me that it's ending. We thank you for playing the game and hope to ensure your remaining time with Puzzle Fighter is an enjoyable one.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Pretty clear implication.
Sounds
of ending,
bad. So, so something saying is nope, you can't play it.
Oh yeah, scroll up a little bit. It did mention July earlier. Yeah, servers will shut down July 31st.
Right. Wow. See, I mean, the servers are shutting down, but see, that doesn't necessarily mean you can't like play the computer or something like that locally. Is what I'm wondering about.
Yeah, that's a good question.
But you know, obviously, you can't do any of the standard stuff where now. I've never played it, so I don't know the details of how interactive it is with the server. But you know, that's crazy. July 31st, it's getting taken out. So
copyright is in a stupid place right now. It really is. It's so stupid that because of this decision, you won't be able to play the game anymore against people. This is not like the most important game in the world, but there are some games that people have put in innumerable hours, MMOs and the like, that just end sometimes.
Right.
And I mean, that's just a stupid state of the law to be in. To be honest.
It happened in Marvel 3. Remember, it got taken out of the store. You couldn't even download the.
Not for sale anymore, but sometimes you just can't play the game.
Oh,
it's just over.
Yeah.
Which I think is just not. It's just not a good place for law to be, like, to allow that.
Right.
You can't continue on yourself, even if you, like, if you were to supply the money for your own servers, you still can't do it. Like,
right.
Come on.
Which is really cool.
Get it
like
together,
with
law.
The Rising Thunder guys, you know, when they were like, hey, you know what, we're going to come out with a full offline version and you can host your own servers.
Yeah.
You know, they just gave away the codes so that people could install their own servers and continue playing it online if they wanted to, and I think that's super cool. So.
They are mensches.
Yeah, so, but, yeah, this whole digital content thing, this is why it's such a big red flag to me, and this is why I still buy physical copies of games and stuff like that.
I get it.
It's terrifying to me. But, yeah, it's totally random that they just decided to take that out. But coming to the Nintendo Switch, weirdly enough, is Guilty Gear XX Accent Core Plus R, which was the recent update, the really random, completely very late update to Accent Core. And yeah, it's just coming to the Switch. So, I mean, that'd be cool. That's a great training mode game. So I think I'd have fun messing around with it on training mode.
Yeah,
on the airplanes and stuff like that. That and 30th anniversary, I'm sure I'll be able to mess with that a bunch too. So
we should get Bluetooth portable joysticks.
I wonder if
that's so good.
I wonder if that would work for. Oh, like, because you're going to get it on the PC version, right?
Well, I was planning to get it on the Switch and just switch around and just plug in the little USB. But
because I have the adapter that lets me plug in PS4 controllers onto the Switch.
Oh, but physical only.
But physical only, yeah, not Bluetooth. So
I know you can get. So actually, I just read about this, I think yesterday, that they figured out that there's an exploit on the Switch that makes it so it's like a hardware exploit or something. I don't know. Where you can mess with it. It's a security exploit. But it means that you can do your own homebrew stuff on it in a way that Nintendo cannot fix. They have to fix it moving forward with newly produced Switches. So all of them that are out of there are out now. You can do this thing with. Anyway, so part of that is that people think that they can make it work with Bluetooth because apparently that used to be functionality.
Okay.
So anyway.
I mean, yes, people are right.
Yeah, like Linux and stuff you can run on it.
Obviously, you know, it would cause a little bit of lag if we're doing Bluetooth or whatever like that. But I mean, we're playing on a plane.
Yeah, come on. Man.
Playing Super Turbo Third Strike on a plane, like
what if we both have aisle seats and one of us is like 2 seats in front of the other?
Right.
I'm just like, you know, looking at it around here. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, I know, it would be pretty cool. It's like that one time we were playing Smash Brothers on our DSs. Remember, we're like right when it came out, we were playing Smash Brothers on a DS, and a third person randomly joined us, and like awesome. They like waved their like DS. We're like, hey, yeah, that was actually super cool.
They were actually pretty good, if I recall.
Yeah, it was really funny. But that's actually cool. So,
anyway,
I mean, I don't know. It would be awesome if they could come out with Rev on the Switch though, because all training mode all day. Yeah. Vayne Solidor is coming out on Final Fantasy Dissidia in 2 days. The main bad guy to Final Fantasy 12. Remember when I was like, they announced a new character? I was like, oh, who is it? And it was Vayne Solidor. I was like, oh. Yeah, I'm not my favorite Final Fantasy villain. So not my favorite Final Fantasy villain. But he is going to be a new character in 2 days on April 26th. So.
Yeah, we were a couple of grown-ass men playing Smash on a plane, and I'm pretty sure the third person was also a grown-ass man.
Oh, he was definitely a grown-up. He was definitely a grown-up, so, yeah. Dude, what does that even have to do with anything, dude? Like, are they saying grown-ups don't play Smash or whatever like that?
Hey, grown-ups play video games. Did you know it? Did you know it?
It's weird, dude. Speaking of Texas Showdown that we're going to be there, registration ends tonight. Online registration ends tonight. I don't even know if it's over already. It probably is because it's already like 9:30 over here. Let me see. There might be still May 4th until 9 p.m.
Oh, you got half an hour.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, on the web, online registration.
Right. Because that's
Central.
CT. That's CT. Yeah, midnight Central. So you got a little bit of time.
By the way, very smart to phrase it as 11:59 p.m. rather than as 12:00. There's some legal issues with that, you know.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little bit, you know, is that it's more up for interpretation than it should be.
Okay.
It's not like a big deal, but it's,
It sucks.
I always make sure in my contracts to say 11:59:59.
Okay. It was so funny too because like even just someone on Twitter today was talking about, it was like his mom used to drop him off at the arcades, but before she went, she would always play a game.
Okay.
And he was like, I cannot remember the name of the game, but it was like a sit-down racing kind of shooter game where you would shoot at things, and like there was a dragon that looked like Shenron as the boss or whatever like that. And I don't know why, but it just clicked in my head. I was like, Space Harrier? And I looked up the picture, and sure enough, on the side there's this dragon, and I sent him a picture, and he was like, I can't believe you got it so fast.
Dang.
And I was like,
genius.
I can't believe I got it so fast either. It's just, he said it, he's like, shoot down, shooter, there's a dragon, and somehow something in my head went,
okay.
Space Harrier, and yeah, dude.
Space Harrier, the classic.
Yeah, dude, that is a classic game right there, so. You don't know Space Harrier?
I may if I saw it.
It's
I don't
the one
remember
where
the name,
you're on the rocket backpack, you're looking behind him and you're shooting. It's by Sega, and like everything, like it's like that zoom graphics are coming at you. Wow, okay.
Maybe if I saw it, I just don't know.
Okay. Oh, this is actually pretty big news. I don't know why I skipped this one, but they announced the next DLC for Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah.
Fuse Zamasu is coming into the game. So no longer just going to be a buddy of Goku Black. Was it Goku Black? The Super, where they, like, both of them show up and they shoot the fireball and it goes down and, like...
yeah, that does happen.
Yeah, that's Goku Black, right?
That is Goku
Okay,
Black,
so
yeah.
it was Goku Black's friend, Fuse Zamasu then, okay.
Or however it works.
Yeah,
Or isn't Goku Black, like, Zamasu plus Goku or something?
I don't know. I have no idea.
So, I finished the whole DBFZ story mode.
Oh, did you?
I enjoyed more than I thought I would.
Okay.
And now I feel like I'm super expert about Dragon Ball.
Now, wait, do you play any matches or do you just watch the story
Yeah, it's
mode?
mostly matches.
Oh, okay. So it's not like the Guilty Gear story mode.
No, well, I don't know how that is.
Guilty Gear story mode, just no playing.
Oh, you know, there's a lot of games.
9 hours of like foot and stuff. So yeah, okay.
I'm right. Yes.
Nice. Okay, so new character gonna be playable in the game.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and then I mean, this basically confirms the leaked list of characters more or less because it's just been right 100% so far. So after this, what is it? There's like
regular Goku and regular Vegeta or something.
But before that, there's like Vegito.
Yeah, there's a Vegito.
There's a Vegito. It turns out,
which I thought was a joke. Like I thought people were like making fun of like.
I always thought that
bad. Like they were purposely spelling the name wrong. Like
I thought there
was
some in-joke.
Yeah,
definitely.
But apparently there is a Vegito. Yes.
Yeah, and then there's like base Goku and base Vegeta at the end.
So that means in the end, I think someone counted there's gonna be like 5 Gokus or something like that. Or...
Yeah, 5. No. More than that, because some of them were like percentage-based Gokus.
Oh, right.
Because Goku Black is like some percentage Goku.
Right.
I don't know.
Oh, interesting. So TuberWare says Fuse Zamasu is not the same as the character that comes out with Goku Black for its Super. But then he says, I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Well, that's about as good as it gets.
That just denied everything that was said. Okay, never mind.
Nice work over there.
All right. All right. Last thing, I like to talk about like community stuff here.
Yes,
but
what do you got?
Did a new combo video where he just showed how he had been practicing one-handed combos for a very, very long time. So like he showed like his first attempt at doing run stop fierce with one-handed, and it was just like not going well. And then it's like 10 weeks later, and then he's like,
God.
So he's definitely been putting some work in there. But then he just like does all these combos one-handed, and it's ridiculous. Like you just watch, and then sure enough, at the end of it, run stop fierce stuff, run stop fierce. And he's just like doing it one-handed, dude. It's like
almost as impressive as the one time I was playing Broly Legs online. And he hit run stop fierce on me.
Right. Because you're like, he can't land it, so you're like, let's do a crazy uppercut.
That's true. And then I got punished big time. Mm-hmm. Pretty good. Pretty good over there.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well.
Base Goku, SS Goku, SSB Goku, Father Goku, Goku Son, Fused Goku Son, Soul Swap Goku, Fused Half Goku. Yeah, I think that sounds about accurate.
There's a lot of Goks. There's a lot of Goks walking around.
Gokus.
I don't know. Gokus.
Goku.
Anything else? What do we got?
That's all I got.
No, Dubalware, I've not introduced you to my cousin, Jeez. Also, she's getting married, so you're, busted.
I mean, that's cool. Congratulations to her.
Busted. Her fiance, I feel like I've talked about this.
Yeah, I think you have, yeah.
Her fiance is some actor who is in Hallmark TV movies.
Yeah. You talked about this before. Yeah.
And they're getting married in Italy on the shores of some mega fancy lake.
So crazy.
And apparently he's great friends with Tyler Perry, and it's like Tyler Perry's house or he's flying them out there, or it's like some kind of thing like that.
Jesus. It sounds like a Crazy Rich Asians plot right there,
yeah.
Dude. Seriously.
Lake Como, yes, you got it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot of her family's not going to be there. So.
Yeah. Weddings. Okay, I mean, it's been a 2-hour show. Do you think we have time for questions, or do you think we can just call it a night and then...
Yeah, I mean, does anybody have any interesting questions, or what do we got?
Maybe we won't do the Twitter versions, just see if
That's
anybody...
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, just do @jchensor or @ultrachen. Wow, that was the messiest. God. I hope you wipe my table at least a little bit afterwards, so... Any new info on 30th anniversary? Nothing that I know of. I'm just excited for it. So they actually, at the most recent WWE event, and this is another great example of Street Fighter's longevity, at a WrestleMania event, the most recent WrestleMania event, they actually demoed the game there. And a whole bunch of people would walk by and be like, oh, look, it's Street Fighter. Which one is this? And they're like, all of them, and yeah, everyone would get excited. A lot of people didn't know that, a lot of those people there didn't know there was such a thing as a Street Fighter 5.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But they had all played Street Fighter 2,
sure.
So they're all excited to play that game. And so again, just lasting power of Street Fighter.
My brother recently went to some like indie wrestling event up in the Bay Area. And he sent us video of it, and it was a Ken and Zangief tag team match versus whoever.
Right, yeah,
okay. It was totally out of the blue. But yeah, people just, they get it.
Oh, Radoban, yeah, perfectly aware of the fact that apple seeds have some sort of poison in them, but it really doesn't do anything, so.
Well, maybe I'm inured to poison now.
You spent years building an immunity to iocane powder? Okay.
I get it.
Okay. Just making sure.
I've seen the movie.
Who do we all think dies in Infinity War? I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, I think that's for the best.
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it. So
I'm not thinking about it. Trying not to, because I don't want to have expectations coming in.
I did see a spoiler footage.
End of sentence.
Where
end of sentence.
It was the boss fight in Marvel Superheroes, and Thanos was beating up on one of the characters. I thought that was funny. So
yeah. We have live streamed David eating apple cores a lot.
Yeah, that has happened before.
A lot.
So. The Stay Hydrated bot. We have been live for just over 2 hours. So.
Yeah, I mean, as I said on Twitter, I wasn't happy about LTG getting picked. It's, I didn't expect him to do anything stupid at the actual show, because he doesn't seem like he does that. Every time I've seen him in person, he's seemed reasonable. It's more like, I don't want to reward somebody for having done things that I think are bad with a great opportunity. And it's also not that if somebody makes a mistake once, then I hope that the bad things happen to them. Not at all the case. Certainly many of my friends and many other people in the FGC and elsewhere have made a mistake, and you got to be open to recuperation. But it's like a years long spiel of, lots of bad things coming out of them. Right. So it's like an ongoing, I don't know if it's literally ongoing, I don't pay attention, but it's happened so many times in the past that it's part of the shtick.
And plus another thing too is, and I hate the excuses, it's just a persona. Yeah. Look, if you choose that to be your persona, you have to own it. Yeah. You basically have to accept that that's what's going to happen. It's not a shield. It's not an option select that you can be a jerk and then be like, I didn't mean it, that's just a personality. If that's what you chose to be as your personality, you have to live up to it. When he played at Final Round, I made jokes about him while I was doing commentary on him, and he yelled at me about that. He was like, "Oh, I can make up nicknames for you too," and I just responded. I was like, "This is the persona you've already chosen. Yeah. It's like you have to live up to this." I was like, "This is the bed you made. Like, this is your shtick now."
Yeah, and like not recently. It's
right. Yeah, and I was like, "So I do this because it's part of it." And I was like, "Unless you're trying to change it." Unless you're going to be a nice guy from now on, I won't make fun of you anymore, but this is the persona that you've chosen. You can't do anything about that anymore. You cannot use it as a shield. You cannot use it as an option select.
I agree with that.
That's just the way it works.
And if he wants to be rehabilitated, that's totally cool. I think that'd be great. But it's not something that happens instantly. It's something that you have to build over time.
Right. Exactly. So I'm not saying that, he can't be good, or he's always going to be a terrible person forever. He can definitely reform. I have no problem. That's why I even said to him, I was like, unless you're trying to change it, then I will change the way I talk about you. Yeah. I was like, but that's the story that you've already painted for yourself. Yeah. You've already made yourself into the heel. You've already made yourself into the bad guy. So.
I mean, even if tomorrow he were to be the nice guy, it takes a while for anybody to believe that.
Right. Exactly. So
that's basically my position. I don't know. I don't think that's terribly jerky of me. And like I said, I don't think it's the same as people occasionally doing bad things or making mistakes.
Is that the real apology man in there? Is that actually Vineeth there?
Probably. Why not? Yeah, I don't think that's the same, because certainly there are people who've said, some things that come off bigoted or that are stupid, or they're still ripping on mental health as an issue or whatever it is. Like that happens. And when those things occur, I don't feel like I have the need to blow them up as badly. Although I try to talk to them about it, maybe not publicly, but I try to talk to them about it. Because I feel like that's maybe a one-off. But if it seems like it's not a one-off, it's like a long series of the same thing. Right. Then to me, it's a different story.
So it is Vineeth. Okay. So Vineeth asks, if he becomes a furry, can he get sponsored?
Ooh,
I think he can go for it. I don't think it's beneath him.
I wasn't looking.
There you go. So,
he's probably so sick of that. He just said it. Yeah, he just said it.
He's heard it a million times.
It's like somebody coming up to me and being like, "Hey, do you got any graham crackers?" And then I just be like, "Oh, welcome to when I was 5 years old."
Have I had the chance to try the Mysterious mod yet? To be honest with you, I have no interest in it.
Same.
I have no interest in it, mostly because I always feel like I would do a better job than anybody else who's made one of those things. It would just make me mad if I played it. Okay. And two, a lot of the times when you see people make those things, I don't feel like they have a very cohesive goal with it. Although, the one thing that you can see from a lot of people play it, they're like, "Oh my God, it's so fun, it's so fun." It's because they add a lot of fun execution, extended combos, crazy stuff. Yeah, so it's one of my biggest complaints about Street Fighter V is I just don't feel like that they have enough of that stuff in there. So.
Yeah, you're probably right. I'm not interested in it because it's not going to be played competitively. That's all. If I thought that it was, then I'd probably play it because some of the ideas look cool. But I just, not gonna be a thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I know Project M. But the Project M was also accepted by the community, and it was literally played by the community.
Yeah, there were real tournaments for it for a while.
I don't really have too much of a problem.
Also, Brawl had tripping and stuff. I understand why people wanted to mod it. It's not. I don't think that's the kind of same sort of thing, to be honest.
Favorite Toku shows and opinion on Harry Potter. I don't know what a Toku show is.
Yeah, I don't know why Prodigious Law thought either of us would know what a Toku show is. Maybe it's great. I have no idea. Let me know
what that is. So
how are we missing out?
Opinions on Harry Potter. I enjoyed Harry Potter.
Sure. Who didn't enjoy Harry Potter?
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Went to Harry Potter Land recently over here in Universal Studios, Los Angeles. It was cool. We bought a wand and walked around causing magic to happen.
That's kind of cool that they let you do that. It's
awesome, man. It's so smart. And you're not doing the wildest things with the wand. So basically, there's a little RFID tag in there, and you just do the whatever thing is. And it causes stuff to happen. It's magic. and you turn on lights or you make something spin around. It's not like terribly complicated.
Right, yeah,
it's just a really cool idea.
Okay.
LTG versus F-Champ. Again, F-Champ definitely plays up being a jerk, or has in the past. I don't know if that's still happening, but he has in the past. But he's a jerk with respect to like personal sort of. It's not bigotry, right? It's like he's being a butthole to this person because he thinks they're ugly or they're bad at the game or whatever. But it's not like racism or transphobia or So I'm not gonna defend him for having done that stuff, and I've talked with him about that in the past. But I don't feel like it's the same category of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Someone asked me what my 5 top Pixar movies are.
Uglyism. I don't know if is that a word? Maybe it should be.
My top 5.
Again, I'm not going to defend it. It's just not as bad to me. Go ahead.
Incredibles is probably up there. Inside Out is probably up there. God, I have to have a look at the whole list because they're all so good.
Have you watched it yet?
Coco, no, I have not yet. I have not watched Coco yet.
Okay.
I will say, though, that my least favorite one is probably Cars 3. I actually had a lot of issues with that movie. Which other ones? I think WALL-E, maybe? I don't know. You know what?
WALL-E being on the top end.
Yeah, I used to have this whole thing.
Oh, yeah?
Out, and I can't remember now, so... now you're... Okay, you know what? I'm not even going to bother finishing this.
You just Googled it right now. Pixar films.
Up, maybe. But, I mean, for sure, Inside Out and The Incredibles are, like, my 2 favorite, probably.
That's your Cammy and your... Akuma.
And my Manat. Yeah, my Cammy and Manat are definitely those 2. Incredibles was my favorite for the longest time. Now I'm not sure between that and Inside Out. Even though it's really, really hard for me to watch Inside Out. Big Hero 6 is not a Pixar film. That is incorrect. It is really, really hard for me to watch Inside Out. I still haven't watched it a second time yet. Like it's like one of the hardest things for me to watch. So
I thought Up was really good.
Up was really good. WALL-E was really good. Finding Nemo was really good.
Oh yeah, it was good. Ratatouille was good. These are all good movies.
Yeah, they're all super good. Monsters Inc. was good. Ratatouille was very good. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I think my favorite is probably Up.
Okay.
I would say Up and Coco.
Yeah. No, Big Hero 6 is a pure Disney film. Big Hero 6 is Disney. I mean, look, there was this one time at one point where this thing was going around where it was like they made a Disney bracket and they're like showing all these movies going up against each other. And, I let it slide that they included Pixar films in there, right? Because they're under Disney. But like, dude, some of the things that people were like, oh, you know what? My favorite Disney film is Anastasia, and I'm just like, it's not a freaking Disney film, right? It's not even a Disney film. Like, people were putting in, like, Nightmare Before Christmas. It's not a Disney film. Disney eventually bought it, but when it was made...
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that's why they can do Nightmare Before Christmas at the Haunted Mansion and all that stuff like that.
I didn't know that they were doing that.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Every time it gets to Christmas, Halloween time for, like, a third of the year... Well, I'm sorry, like a fourth of the year, that period of time, Haunted Mansion gets redone as the Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's super. I gotta see that.
It's super cool.
Oh, interesting. All right.
Cool.
I'll check it out.
Yeah,
That's very cool. I didn't know.
But yeah, dude, it always drives, because me and my brother are really big on Disney films, so every time we see people like mention like, oh, this is my favorite Disney film, this is not a freaking Disney film, like I definitely get probably more upset about it than I should, so.
Saw Anastasia again not long ago.
Oh yeah?
It happened to be on Netflix or something, so we watched it. Very good movie.
Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Horrible historical film.
Oh yeah, of course.
But like worse than usual. Like, come on.
Like worse than Pocahontas kind of thing?
Whoa, yeah, maybe not. That was pretty bad too. Those are not in a good tier when it comes to historicity.
Okay. Well, anyway. Any other questions that anybody has? What's your favorite movie of all time?
I don't know. Maybe Star Wars Episode 8.
God. right, we're done. We're done. This conversation's over.
Here's my tiering of Luke's.
We don't even need to talk about this. We don't even need to talk about this. We don't need to talk about this. Any other questions? Any other questions in the chat?
4. Episode 4. Episode 5. Episode 8. Episode 6. Worst Luke.
Worst Luke in 6, huh?
Yeah. He's the least Luke. All of a sudden he's super powerful and he's very confident and he's a Jedi Master all of a sudden. I think it's incongruous with the rest of the character, and I think that episode 8 fits him much better. I think if there's a problem film when it comes to Luke, it's that one.
There's nothing congruous about episode 8. Anyways, going to Japan next year, what
Luke.
food should I try?
Number 1, probably. Babies.
Shoegazer Jimmy asked him, going to Japan next year, what food should I try? Just honestly, just walk, find a place, sit down, eat. It's like, just go to a different place every day and just go do random things. Obviously, there's the big ones, like there was that one ramen place that Fudo recommended. I don't remember the name of it. Super good.
Okay.
But like I went to just a random ass donburi place and it was amazing. We went to an udon place, was super good.
It was.
We went to Yoshinoya, was super good. Like after you had taken off, I went to a random Chinese place. I went to random curry place. Like I went all sorts of places.
Italian food was good there. Yeah. Everything was good.
Yeah, you can just do whatever.
Just eat at 7-Eleven and you'll be happy. I mean, seriously, everything there is good.
When is Uncensored coming back? As soon as I get a good topic for it, actually, to be honest with you. I haven't felt passionate enough to yell about something recently. So when I get a good topic, I will definitely bring that back. So favorite costumes in Street Fighter V? I don't even know if I have one. So
I don't know.
What food is good nearby combo breaker? Vineeth, if you have not had any Chicago pizza yet, just make sure you try that. That's like the #1 thing, right?
That's their delicacy.
Yeah, just make sure you try them.
Just go to like a Giordano's, just like one of their chains, but it's really good.
Yeah.
And also try out what?
Tubaware is so mad right now.
Try Portillo's. They have really good hot dogs and that kind of thing. They have sausages, that kind of stuff.
That's funny.
Luminati's is in the same category.
To Uncensored about Star Wars Episode 8. Oh, you don't want to get me started on that, dude. You do not want to get me started on that.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I know you liked it.
I saw it again on the ride home from Kuwait, and I thought to myself, this movie's just as good as I thought it was.
I saw you watching it, and I was just like, damn it, I'm just not going to look. I'm going to look away. I'll go to watch a good movie like Jumanji, dude.
Oh, Jumanji was great. We talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
Very good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I am still recovering from the deadly loogie of last week. Yes, that is definitely happening. So, have I seen the Venom trailer? Yes, I have.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was the symbiote.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Symbiote.
That was weird, but it looked cool, right?
It looked all right. I just don't know where. Like, is it going to be part of the MCU? I don't know how that Sony deal works. Some people rumored that Tom Holland might be in it, but I'm not sure exactly how that works. Right? So, is it just going to be its own separate story? Will it not have anything to do with Spider-Man then? You know, like all these interesting questions. So people are saying it's not part of the MCU, huh? Okay. So, okay.
Well.
Yeah, right? I mean, the reason why Venom was Venom is because it contacted Spider-Man first, picked up his powers, and then it went to Eddie Brock, and that's why Eddie Brock has Spider-Man-ish Venom symbiote powers, right? And so if it doesn't get Spider-Man first, why does he have Spider-Man-like powers?
Okay.
You know,
okay, fair enough.
That's the question right there. So. Have we seen community growth since DBFZ dropped? Probably not like the amount that everyone thought it was going to be.
think
Right?
that's fair to
Everyone's
say,
like,
yeah.
oh, it's going to be crazy. And honestly, deep in my heart, I wasn't sure if it was going to be as crazy as a lot of people thought it was going to be. Just because it's the cycle of all fighting games, right? Everyone gets hyped for it, it comes out, and then half the people hate it. And that's just the way it goes, right? It's the circle of fighting game life. So,
I do think you got to give it a little bit of time. For example, with SF4, which increased the size so drastically of the community, that did not happen overnight.
right.
That was, I don't know, 6 months, maybe longer than that, before we really started seeing more people come to tournaments. It took a little while. So
Right.
give it a little bit of time. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it's going to happen, it's not going to be yet. It'll take a little
and
while.
there's definitely, it's definitely helped. It's definitely got a lot of new people into fighting games. It'll convince a lot of people to play fighting games. But, I don't think it quite had the impact that a lot of people were thinking that this game was going to change the fighting game community forever. I mean, honestly, if there was a fighting game that was gonna do that, it probably would be a League of Legends fighting game or something.
Dude,
like
that definitely would.
Yeah.
If there was really a League of Fighters, or if there was Heroes of the Fighters of the Storm from Blizzard, something like that, that would actually change things for sure.
So what if they made an Overwatch fighting game?
Well, that's what Fighters of the Storm is. People are talking about more or less in Overwatch. That one of the starting locations, you're in an arcade, and in the arcade there is a fighting game that's called Fighters of the Storm.
Oh,
I mean, it's just a joke, obviously.
Right,
but if they ever do that kind of thing, Heroes of the Storm is a MOBA that they have where you're playing characters from all their different games, and it's like all in the same universe. There's like Warcraft, Starcraft, they're all in the mix, including Overwatch. So if there's a fighters game that is all of those different things put together again, it'll definitely get people. Heroes of the Storm is not the biggest MOBA for sure, but it's got a sizable numbers.
Right.
And if they did the same with the fighting game, I'm sure it would have sizable numbers too.
All right. Peace out, Tubaware.
All right,
Peace
later
out,
on, bub.
Sir.
Say what's up to your cat.
Okay.
All right, well about done here?
Yeah, I think we're good at this point in time. Favorite Marvel? Okay, we'll end on that. Favorite Marvel character? Do you have a favorite Marvel character?
Yeah, I typically say Beast. Beast because
he's smart and he's hairy.
That's exactly why.
Dude, was that really it right there?
He also he worked in politics. He also worked in politics, and he also is extremely athletic.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, my body falls apart if I do anything at all. But yeah, the other few, yes.
Because he's a hairy, smart lawyer, huh?
I don't think he's a lawyer, but he was in politics, and I used to be in politics.
Okay. Fair enough.
I used to work in politics.
Okay.
What about you?
It's a really tough question because I had an affinity for a lot of different Marvel characters growing up. I mean, probably growing up, Spider-Man was one of my favorites for obvious reasons. I used to watch Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends with Iceman and Firestorm and Firestar? Shoot. Firestar.
No, Firestorm.
Firestar. Yeah. Firestar. So it would probably have to kind of default to Spider-Man, but like when I was a kid, we had an Old Maid card game that was all based on Marvel characters.
Oh, cool.
Right? So Old Maid was Doctor Doom.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And so they had all the other characters as the heroes.
Okay.
And so you would play Old Maid with them. And me and my brother used to just obsess over those cards. We were just like, oh, and I was always a fan of like Doctor Strange. I thought he was like the coolest looking. I loved the Vision, all these things. And my brother loved Ghost Rider and all these things.
That's cool.
It's really hard for me to say who my favorite Marvel character is because it's just kind of flip-flopped and stuff. Like, even in the MCU, I would have probably a different favorite character just based on... for example, I've never really cared about Captain America, but in the MCU, I love Captain America. I think they did a great job with Captain America. I love how they portrayed him in the movies, And so it's very...
They did a good job.
Yeah.
They're doing a good job.
Mm-hmm. Combo Breaker is right outside of Chicago.
Yeah, it's not actually in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
about an hour out.
There. Yeah. There you go. So, okay.
Alrighty.
I do remember when Chris Evans was the Human Torch.
What? I don't have ugly glasses.
Ugly glasses? I'm gonna need glasses at some point in time because, like I said, I can barely see out of my left eye. My right eye is still okay, but my left eye is like bad. Like if I close this eye here on the TV in front of us, I can read like Jerry Hahn and Ken Masters, but if I use my left eye, I can't read that at all right now. So.
Jerry Hahn? Where do you even see that?
On the middle poster.
Oh, that's really, you can read that? Look, if I didn't have glasses on, I wouldn't know that there are words there. Let me verify. Yeah, absolutely. No, there's impossible for me to see any of those words.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had LASIK before, right?
Oh,
so I've
that's right.
corrected my vision, and so it's gone bad. It's gotten re-bad now. So it's just, I mean, it was gonna happen. Like you get happen. LASIK knowing that that age is going to ruin your eyesight just through normal ageness anyway. So there is the option of getting LASIK again. You can get it twice in your life.
Oh yeah?
But I don't know if I'm gonna do that. We'll see what happens. So I might just go with glasses or just get hopefully, because I used to have to wear hard contacts.
Yeah.
Which was really annoying, right? But that's because I had a really bad astigmatism. And that was corrected in the surgery, so hopefully I don't even need that anymore. So maybe I can do soft contacts.
They make soft contacts for like normal level astigmatism anyway.
Okay.
If you have an extreme astigmatism, then you'll need hard, but you probably don't have that after having laser. So.
Okay.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Again, apologize about the delay on everything on YouTube. We'll be getting everything up shortly. I've got a new guy helping me edit stuff, so hopefully I'll be getting stuff up there for you guys soon.
Sweet.
So, okay, cool. Talk to you guys later. Peace out. Have a good one.
What?
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
I can't believe it.
I forgot. I was wondering why
do
you were...
Do you want to try my glasses on? See if they help?
Oh, wow, no. I can't see out of them at all. Ooh, wow.
Yeah, it's tough.
Okay.
Been tough.
You said somebody you knew... No, someone tweeted us and actually said that like their friend has this as the ringtone and it makes him laugh. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
it's just a regular ringtone.
This ringtone has been ruined for everybody who watches this show, for sure.
I also already don't remember the story of why we started doing it.